Cash, let's keep it 100 with each other, brother. You're an honest guy. You came on the panel before.
Yes.
You did say you were a fan of boxing, but then you finally admitted that you were a Crawford fan the last time. I'm asking you that again, and you're giving me a different answer. Are you a Crawford fan?
I'm giving you the same answer. I'm a boxing fan, so by default, I am also a fan of Terrence Crawford because he is the best fighter in the world. So by default, yes, I'm a fan of Crawford, but I'm also a fan of Earl Spence. That's the difference between me and you and a lot of the people in your comment section. I support Spence. I support Crawford. I just think Bud is the best fighter in the world. I've always said
That's cool with me. I don't say I got you. I don't see why you say the difference between me. You're including me with the people that are in the chat. You never heard me say I'm a fan of not one boxer.
You said what?
I'm a fan of all the boxers.
Yeah, but you also
I'm a fan of all the boxers.
You also I want to choose my words wisely. You also have a way of slandering a particular boxer. And I feel like if you love boxing, you of all people shouldn't slander the one boxer who is literally one of the best boxers today. Let me ask you a question.
Before you ask me a question, may I defend my honor? Thank you. You said I'm slandering. I've never publicly slandered not one fighter on YouTube. Not once.
Okay. I think it's a form of slander, and I'm gonna tell you why. Bud just had the best fight of his career. Will you agree with that? Yes or no?
Did Bud do what at the gym? I mean, what'd you say?
He had the best fight of his career. Would you agree with that?
Yes. You mean against Spence?
Yeah, against Earl Spence.
Oh yeah, I've never seen Bud like that, and neither have you either. You haven't seen him perform that well either. So
I've seen him perform like that. I just think it's just the fact that it's Earl Spence, so a lot of people look at it differently.
Cash, let's be honest. You've seen Terrence Crawford knock someone down with a jab?
I can't say off the top of my head, but he didn't knock someone down with a jab.
It's just a yes or no. I ask easy questions, you know.
But that wasn't true, though. He didn't knock nobody down with a jab. It was a 2-1. That wasn't a jab. That was a 2-1. And he leaned into it. A jab is one punch.
What is it? Okay, you said 2-1.
2 punches.
Oh, you said 2-1. Hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute, Cash. What is a 2-1 in boxing?
It's a jab, but it was two punches.
That's not what you. Okay, hold up, Cash. I see you being slick, Cash. You being real slick, Cash. I see you, Cash.
Hey, what you do, and I watch you a lot now. Like I'm this close to subscribing, but whenever I want to subscribe, I'm like, here you go with this bull again, man. Like he's a brilliant guy. I like him, but I just don't like this. I want to subscribe. I want to be a supporter so bad, but what you do is, because I be seeing you get cooked too, and when somebody starts cooking, they say one thing and you catch them up on that one thing they said, but they done cooked you for a whole sentence, and you try to catch them up on one particular line. That don't work on me though. That's not gonna work on me.
Cash, let's be honest. Yeah. You're entitled to your opinion, and I'm okay with it. But in my opinion, no one has ever come on this platform and cooked me. Now, let's get back to the 2-1 though, because you tried to sneak it in, and I just want to make sure the audience understand what a 2-1 is. In boxing, and you know I've been in boxing a long time, a 1-2 is the jab and then the cross. You agree with that, right, Cash?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so if the 2-1 is the cross and then the jab, then that means that Crawford knocked Spence down with the 1, which is a jab. You agree with that, right?
Partly, I agree with that.
Because, no problem. Again, see, that's what I'm saying. I got you, brother.
You said he knocked him down with a 2-1. You said a 2-1 is a jab and a cross.
No, I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. No, listen, hear me. I said that I asked you a question. I said, have you ever seen Terrence Crawford knock anyone down with the jab? You said you had. You said he knocked Spence down with the 2-1. In boxing, a 1-2 is the jab being the 1, the 2 being the cross. So if the 2 is the cross and the 1 is the jab, he knocked him down with the 1, which is the jab. You agree with that, right?
I do not agree with that. No.
No problem. So you've seen, no problem. That's okay. But you don't have a problem with that, nor do you have a problem with him working with Victor Conte. So if you don't have a problem with him working with,
this is my thing,
I didn't say I had a problem.
This is my thing. I don't have a problem with him doing nothing. It's the insinuation, and you know what you're doing.
What is the insinuation?
In the past week, let me ask you this, because you follow boxing, and I'm gonna be honest with you. A lot of stuff you do, I don't particularly care for, but I do think you're brilliant and you are smart, and I have learned some things from you. So I'm not just gonna come up here and bash you. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a man. Who's tested positive in this last week? That's a professional boxer. Who tested positive? Who tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs in this last week in the boxing community?
Alicia Bumgarner, but we talked about her the other day. How we get on her today?
No, I'm just saying that she actually tested positive, right?
Yes, according to all the reports, absolutely.
So there's no need to insinuate, right? It's proven fact that a test came back positive for Alicia Bumgarner. This is my thing. Terrence Bud Crawford, Jerron Boots Ennis, Demetrius Andrade, I'm not going to name them all, but Devin Haney, he's in the same picture that you posted. None of these guys have actually tested positive for anything negative. It's never happened. So why would we even play like that?
How can someone tested for something if they haven't taken the test in the first place? How can they test positive if they never took a test?
I didn't know they didn't take a test. What I was told,
but you're a Crawford fan. You should know the information, bro.
No, the information that was given to me was Spence and Bud took tests, and that the PBC is keeping it private. That's what I was told, if we're being honest. That's what I was told. That's the information that I looked up and I researched. PBC told you that? The people from PBC told you that? No, I did my own research that they did take a test and that it's private information. It's not public.
I got you. Since you publicized that, is it possible if you can name the source of where you got that information from?
Just Googling. Just on the internet, the same internet you got that picture off of Victor Conte, Terrence Bud Crawford, and Devin Haney.
So the snack program and Instagram, that's where I got the picture from. They said that on the snack Instagram?
No, I said Google. I said internet. Because I wanted to see if they tested for this fight too. Because again, I'm going to be honest with you. And I put this on everything I love. I knew excuses is going to be that Terrence Bud Crawford is using something. So I said, I want to see if they even took the test, if they did the Olympic-style drug testing. So that can be out the window.
So you assume, because I'm bringing this up, as far as Victor Conte being the strength and conditioning coach for Crawford, that I'm making an excuse for Spence? Is that what you're implying?
I think that's pretty clear. I'm not the only one in the comment section that feel that way. Like, again, come on, we ain't got to do it.
I had a question for you. Herb Gillespie, I see you in the, hold on one second. Herb, let me ask this guy a question, and then I'll ask you some questions and let you speak your piece, Herb. Quick question, Cash. Would you say that Terrence Bud Crawford is a great fighter before he fought Errol Spence?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So we stand in solidarity. I think Crawford is a great fighter as well, Cash. But I had a question for you, though. You say he's a great fighter. I say he's a great fighter as well before he fought Spence. But I'm confused. You're the Crawford fan and you are a boxing fan, too. Maybe you can help me answer this. Why did Terrence Crawford go over there with Victor Conte in the first place?
My bad, Marty. You broke up for like 2 seconds. My bad.
I'm sure I did. So you believe that Crawford is a great fighter. I believe Crawford is a great fighter. You are a boxing fan and a Crawford fan, so I'm asking you because I'm confused. We both believe that Crawford's a great fighter. Why did he hook up with Victor Conte in the first place in order to beat any of the fighters, including Errol Spence.
I don't. You kind of close. I've seen you in the gym with Jerron Boots Ennis. You could probably ask Jerron.
Why does man not answering the question when I asked him about how we get on Boots, bro?
Because
I'm asking you about Crawford, bro.
I don't personally know Crawford.
You gaslighting me again, Cash.
I don't personally know Crawford, but you have access to Boots, so you should ask Boots. Why did you
I'm not asking Boots about. Why am I asking Boots about Crawford? You talking like you do, so you're a fan of boxing.
I can't answer a question about another man I don't personally know. So I'm trying to
answered all the other questions about. Wait, hold on, Cash. You answered all the other questions about the man, so I figured I could ask you that question.
What question did I answer about the man? I asked a general boxing question. You asking me why did he hook up with Victor Conte? I can't answer that question.
All right, I respect that. I respect that. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew, welcome to another edition, another episode of Roll the Tape podcast with Manager Marty. I'm your host, Manager Marty, and I'm excited to be here. Listen now, what you just heard was an excerpt of one of the episodes under the playlist called Truth Hurts. That was a Terrence Bud Crawford fan whom I had on this platform 6 months ago. And it was alive, of course. And I just basically clipped out that piece of the dialogue so I can set the foundation and tone of a question that I have on the floor today. And the question becomes advocate or avenue. And I wish Terrence Bud Crawford fans were here. Because maybe in the comments section below, if you're watching the replay of this live, and maybe if you are here live, and you are a Terrence Crawford fan, maybe you are a Devin Haney fan, maybe you are a Demetrius Andrade fan, maybe a Caleb Plant fan, maybe you are a Mario Barrios fan, or any other snack fighters. If you're a fan of theirs, maybe you can help answer the question, even if you are a boxing fan. You might not be a particular fan of the fighters that I just mentioned, but you are a boxing fan. You also can participate in this line of question that I have today, advocate or avenue. And so we're going to deal with what's real. I am so excited about this broadcast today. It's a very special one. I have to welcome each and every last one of you that are here today. You could have been anywhere else in the world, but you chose to be here with us today. And we talk boxing over here. Yeah, this is all related to boxing. Just wanted to put that out there for the new audience. If you haven't done so already, please jab, hook, uppercut, put them holy hands on that like button and press it. Please. So that the education and entertainment value can be reverberate all across the world here on the YouTube boxing streets. Now, if you are new to the channel, I welcome you as well. If you haven't done so already, please, I encourage you to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so, even after you subscribe, please join the channel. There's a join button right after you subscribe, right next to it. There's a join button to be an official member of the channel. You will be upgraded from a member of the Roll the Tape film crew to a supervisor of the Roll the Tape film crew, and also a member of the channel. I got the hottest chat on YouTube, and I see some heavy hitters in here today, and I know the chat is going to be on fire. You know, what I'm basically saying is that my chat is enhanced. What I'm basically saying is the Roll the Tape film crew, we're enhanced. That's what I'm basically saying. What I'm saying is that the entertainment value on this channel is enhanced. The educational value that I produce is enhanced. I love that word enhanced, don't you? And we're going to have a good time today. We're going to talk about boxing. Remember, all this is related to boxing. All this is related to boxers here on this channel. I just wanted to make sure I set the tone correctly. And I'm just excited, man. I'm so happy to be here, y'all. I really am. Man, I'm so excited because we have to deal with what's real. And I had to go to my cousin. Yeah. I had to call him up. I had to call my cousin up. He's here today now. Yep, he gonna take over the show right after our town watch check-in. Y'all know who he is. And I'm talking about my cousin, Manager Marty Luther King. He's here. Oh, yes. Manager Marty Luther King, he's here today. Oh my gosh, he's here. So I want to set the tone for him before he come because we need answers. And so we got to do what we always do, and that is our town watch check-in. I mean, we try to always do it. I ain't gonna say it like we always do it like every time. I try to make sure that this is incorporated in the preliminary stages of the broadcast, our town watch check-in. And so we're going to do our town watch check-in. Man, I see some heavy hitters in the chat right now. Listen, if you're watching a replay of this live, I welcome you. Thank you for joining in. You can participate in our Town Watch check-in as well in the comments section below. If this is your first time here joining us, okay, I have to be able to explain to you what our Town Watch check-in is and what it actually represents and why we do it. It's very imperative that you understand that because we all share different perspectives. We all share different points of views. We all share different opinions on subject matters and topics that we discuss here on this channel. And I want to make sure everybody's point of view, everybody's perspective, everybody's opinion is freely expressed without any judgment. So one of the things that I have come up with to be able to give everyone that freedom that we all deserve is Town Watch Check-in. And what a Town Watch Check-in does, it allows all of us to participate in the chat and even in the comments section below, if you're watching a replay of this live, to be able to have the opportunity to insert your geographical location in the chat, whether it was where you were born and raised, or where you represent and where you are residing now by way of city, state, island, and or country. And why do we do that? Because that's the foreshadow of the differences of opinions, perspectives, and points of views that we all share. Just like we have different geographical locations, right? And when you insert that location in the chat or the comment section below in the replay of this live, I will publicly acknowledge it. And that's a foreshadow of me giving you all the opportunity to internally and rhetorically agree that by the end of the broadcast, we share one thing in common, and that is our love for the sport of boxing. Fair enough? All right, listen now. Now, when we do this now, I want to make sure we understand this is our icebreaker. This is the bread and water segment of our show. You know, this is where when you walk in a restaurant and you have a seat, yeah. They put the bread and water on the table. Yeah, this is how the air fryer warm up when we do the Town Watch check-in. Okay, so I want to make sure we on the same page. We're going to start this thing off right because once the energy levels start enhancing itself, now I can bring in my cousin, Manager Marty Luther King. So let's point it out. You know, I got to start it off first. You got to be a good leader and partake of it first so that you will have a good following. All right, so I'm going to insert myself first with my city and state that I'm representing. And then I'm going to start naming yours. Woo-wee. We need answers. Okay? And before I do the Town Watch check-in, right, I want to acknowledge, I have to do this because this is one of the perks when you when you become not just a member of the channel, but also when you upgrade to being a supervisor of the Roll to Take film crew. And I'm basically talking about acknowledging all of the members that's here. If you are a member of the channel, I'm acknowledging you all holistically. Because once I see your name in the chat with the Town Watch check-in, I'm going to personally and individually acknowledge you. So I thank everybody who's joining us live right now, and even the replay of this live, for being a member of this channel. Thank you for your unwavering support and your contributions to the channel to continue to allow this channel to grow. Appreciate y'all so very much. You guys and ladies motivate me to do the hard work, the painstaking hard work that I do behind the scenes to provide you all with quality content, even if people criticize the quantity of my views and my subscriber numbers and all that stuff that people try to use to discredit me. Bottom line is, I have one of, if not the best, one of the best support systems on YouTube, and that's because, excuse me, that's because all of you recognize that there is a need for what I present on YouTube, particularly representing the sport and the business of boxing, and I thank all of you as well. Let's get this thing popping. If you've done so already and I didn't see it because the chat is moving fast, please insert your city, state, island, and or country in the chat so I can publicly acknowledge it. I don't want to forget anybody because we got to get this show popping. Y'all ready? I'm gonna start it off first, representing the DFW area, Arlington, Texas, stand up Mansfield section, Tarrant County to be exact, the entire DFW. I'm representing stand up, salute, but I can't do all of that. I can't say all of that unless I first acknowledge my hometown, city and state where I'm born and raised, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We in the building. We in the building. Philly, stand up. Who else we got in the chat? Who else we got here? I need y'all to listen. The chat is moving so fast, I might have missed you. So I need everybody to start, resubmitting and reinserting your location, right? Because I don't want to miss nobody. Then we're going to get to the super chats. Are y'all ready? All right, here we go. Just pulled up to the parking lot and walked right in the building. He's a member of the channel, supervisor of the Roll to Take film crew, my guy who been standing 10 toes down. Andrade Noble, salute. Ohio in the building. Come on, y'all. Let's check on in. Woo-wee. Man, I got to go put a jacket or something on because the wind just keep blowing every time Chicago, that's why the wind blowing. Windy City in the building. Chicago, Illinois. Salute, I see you. Come on, man. Listen, BX or B next. Boogie down. Bronx in the spot. Let's check on in. Woo! It's a Midwest swing. STL St. Louis. Huh? St. Louis 314 in the building. I see you. Salute. Come on, y'all. Let's check on in. Yeah. We need answers, but I can't give you the answers unless you check in. Columbus, capital city, Ohio. I see you, brother Shaheed. Come on, y'all. Let's check on in. Who else we got in here? Are we going to travel down south? I know we are. Orlando, Florida. In the building, I see you. Come on, let's check on in. Who else we got in here? Peoria, Illinois, in the building. Come on, y'all. I know we got some more. Man, I got the hottest chat in the... Gosh, I got the hottest chat on YouTube, in the YouTube boxing community. What? Come on now. Who else we got in here? Don't come over here criticizing unless you're going to insert where you're from. Come on, this is the Town Watch check-in. You just got here. My goodness, this is the bread and water segment of the show, and you just sat down in a restaurant. You ain't even sipped no water, and you already criticizing. Come on, bro. Come on, let's get it. Yeah. My man is back. My guy, G-Man, the real G-Man, not that other... G-Man, the real G-Man, representing Norfolk, Virginia, in the building. Just pulled up in the parking lot and just walked right in. I seen him when he walked in. I was looking out the window. Yeah, I was looking right out the window. Charlotte, North Carolina, I see you. Yeah, come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Montreal, Canada. Huh? Salute. I see you. Calgary, Alberta. That's where Bret Hart from, right? Montreal, Canada in the building. I see you. Come on, let's check on in. Come on, come on, come on. Come on and check in. Woo! New York. Was that Jamaica or Jamaica Queens? Come on, come on, come on. Check on in. East Coast is here. Come on, every time I see Crash Crypto, I know he gonna say Alaska. Oh, it's probably 2 degrees out there. My goodness. Alaska is in the building. Come on, y'all. Let's check in. Let's check in. Let's check in. Come on now. Motor City, baby. Motor City, Detroit in the building. Oh, my God. Day one supporter here. I'm talking about Lucky. Lucky in the building. Ooh, Lucky gonna like this show. Yeah, hey, Lucky, you gonna love this show today, Lucky. Ooh, Baltimore, Maryland just walked into the building and crept right on in. Lucky didn't think I seen him. Yeah, he came through the back door. I seen him, though. Oh, yeah, come on, let's check in. Who else we got here? Yeah, come on, come on, come on. Another member of the channel. Supervisor of the Road to Take film crew. Jeremy Austin, salute, I see you. Wichita, Kansas is in the building. Woo, let's go, let's check on in. Huh? Come on, Rob, I see you. West Coast, now we're gonna travel to the West Coast now. Los Angeles, LA is in the building. Huh? Come on, come on. Man, I got people from all over the world that come check me out and support me, man. How could I not come up here and give y'all good quality? Come on, come on. Austin, Texas. Austin, Texas. I don't remember or recall seeing your name in the chat, but Champ Bailey Sports TV, I just want to salute you. I've never seen your content before. Don't know nothing about you. All I know is that when I see sports TV, I always try to make sure I support those that got sports TV in their name or got a channel or whatnot. I'm assuming you got a channel because I see sports TV, but if you do, you're a content creator, I appreciate you coming out. I appreciate you visiting. I appreciate you being in the chat. Austin, Texas is in the building. I see you. See, I ain't no hater. Yeah. See, we can support each other. I'm not no hater. Houston, Texas. What up, Jay Miller? I see you. Yeah, come on in. Y'all gonna love this show today. Woo! Another member of the Road to Take film crew and a supervisor of the Road to Take film crew. Member of the channel. My God, Biz on the beat. Atlantic City, New Jersey is in the building. I see you. Hey, Biz on the beat. You're going to love this show today, Biz. I already know. Hey, Biz. Oh, I got some heat for you today, Biz. Y'all all going to love the show today. Yeah. That's why we call Roll the Tape over here. Yeah. Yeah, Big Cab, I see you. West Orange, New Jersey. Come on now. Hey, American, send me some of that ball sauce. Hey, American one. Send your boys some of that ball sauce, man. Rochester, New York in the building. I see you. Send me some of that ball sauce. Ooh-wee. I know about that ball sauce. Man. Huh? Who else we got in here? Woo! Jamaica, Queens, New York. Snuck in the back door. I see you. Yeah, you try to sneak in. I seen you when you came in. Ha! One Sexy T, I see you. Salute, Jamaica, Queens, New York. Huh? Rockford, Illinois. Salute, I see you. Hey, Dre, you're going to love this show today, Dre. I promise you that. Champ Bailey Sports TV says he has a channel. We salute your channel. I don't know what you got going on, but if you over here, then I know that means you love truth. But I'm going to check your channel out, bro. I'm going to check you out. As long as you speaking the truth and you ain't biased like some of our competitors and some of our constituents, I'm going to support you. But I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you in the chat, and I appreciate you checking in. Yeah, so salute the Champ Bailey. Who else we got up in here? Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Pulled right up in the parking lot and snuck right in the back door. I see you. Yeah, Florida's in the house. Yeah, you can, hey, Marlo, you can always get a membership, man. You can get a membership. Yeah, this ain't no Bitter Spence fan club. I don't know what you're talking about, Marlo. But I'm glad you're here. Hey, Marlo, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, you said this is the membership to the Bitter Spence fan club. Come on, Marlo. You watched me long enough. I done seen your name in the chat several times. Marlo, you know how we get down here. You know what it do when we on the show. Come on now. You know what it is. Fort Lauderdale in the place to be. My man Mike Dangerfield. Hey Mike, you gonna love this show today. Big Supreme, you gonna love this show today. Ooh, 402. Stand up. One love. Omaha. Nebraska, they call it, but I'm calling it Nebraska. I love Omaha, Nebraska. I can't wait to go and travel for the first time in Omaha. Yeah. We had somebody come up here and say that I'm not welcome in Omaha. Yeah, I heard that I got a most wanted picture of my face in Omaha somewhere. But I'm gonna tell you something right now. I love Omaha. Yeah, I tell you that right now. And Omaha love me. See, people try to act like they don't care and they support Crawford, meaning they got to hate me. No, you can support Crawford and support me. Because I even support Crawford. You know, I don't know what y'all talking about, but we got to call it real. We got to call a spade when we come over here. So Omaha, salute to you, Omaha, Nebraska. I love you. Yeah. Is that it? Or we got one more? We got one more? We don't want to leave nobody out. I got some fire for y'all today. Woo-wee. I got some heat for y'all today. Y'all all gonna love this. I promise you, you're gonna love this show today. Ooh, y'all gonna love it. Oh my gosh, y'all gonna love it. CO Sense, I see you. Albany, New York is in the spot. I see you. Yes. Y'all gonna love this show today. All right, listen, let me get these super chats. Let me get these super chats in, right? And then I'm gonna bring my cousin on. Manager Martin Luther King is here. Yeah, I'm gonna bring him on. Yeah, I'm gonna bring him right on. Hold on. Let me get these super chats. Now we got to do this the right way now. Yeah, we got to do this the right way. We got to support those that support us. We do this the right way over here. Double salute to my guy, Illy Willie. Thank you for your super chat, man. Thank you. I really appreciate it, y'all. Appreciate it. Illy Willie, I appreciate you, man. Straight up. Thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Illy Willie says, roll the tape, and you know I am. You better believe it. Windy City Assassin, my guy. Another day one supporter. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you for your support and contribution. Setting the tone for our other super chats that we're going to get throughout the evening today. Windy City, thank you for your support. Windy City Assassin says, for the education and entertainment. Thank you, Manager Marty. Yes. And then another day one supporter, my guy. Woo, Smooth Criminal. Thank you for your contribution and your support. Smooth Criminal says, we need answers, bro. Silent. I got you. So thank you again, Smooth. My main man, Pots and Pans, he been coming out strong. Ever since he been coming on this channel, he's been a blessing. He's been nothing but gracious in the chat, his comments. You know what I mean? He became a member. He joined in. Man, I appreciate this brother right here, man. Double salute to you, Andre Noble. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for encouraging me, man. Thank you for your contribution and your support, bro. Andre Noble says, for the hard work and the truth, Brother Marty. Man, I appreciate you. That was solid. See, the real ones know what it is. Trust me, the real ones know what time it is. My guy, Robert Jones. Ever since Rob been coming over here, he been supporting. Thank you for your super sticker, Rob. Appreciate you. Ever since my guy, LL Music TV, Lifeline. Thank you, man. Every time I turn around, Lifeline be blessing us, man. Thank you, Lifeline, for your support and your contribution to the channel. Listen, y'all, these super chats that y'all see, they setting the tone. Support the channel now. Yeah, we got some freeloaders that be coming over here, right? And when I say freeloaders, I mean they like your distant cousin. You see, I said cousin because I got some audience members from down south that's here. I love Midwest, down south, West Coast, East Coast. I represent y'all because y'all represent me. Thank y'all. But you know how your distant cousin, you ain't seen your cousin in a long time. Cousin come to the cookout and the family function. Don't contribute, don't put in on nothing. come with a empty stomach and then leave with aluminum for you wrapped around 3, 4, 5 plates. Just came over to get some grub and you ain't gonna see them until the next family outing. Yeah, that's what some people do. They come on over here now, Lifeline. Rob, Andre, Smooth, Windy City, and Illy Willie, Andre Noble. They come over here, they come freeload, get this free knowledge that they ain't never had before I came on YouTube. Then they go on their channel and call themselves nibbling on the knowledge they got over here and won't even say that I'm the chef that cooked it. Yeah, they try to act like they got inside sources. Yeah, we see what they doing. But it's all good. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. It's all good. All I know is that when they talk about it, that them guys that be hating on me, they don't want to come over here and deal with me. They don't want to come over here and get no real food, no fresh bread like y'all do. Yeah, I see what's going on. But guess what? We got love for them anyway. Now we got to show that we got to do. We got to show that we got to do. Yeah. This is, I done told y'all every now and then, I pull out a truth and evidence segment. Remember I told y'all that? Well, today is the day. We need answers. Yeah, we need answers. The question on the floor today, and I need everybody's participation in this. You don't have to be a Terrence Crawford fan. You don't have to be an Errol Spence fan. You don't have to be a fan. Basically, what I'm saying is you don't have to be a fan of any particular fighter. As long as you are a fan of boxing, you are qualified to participate in this broadcast and answer a question. And I'm going to ask this question throughout the duration of this segment. And the question becomes, I see you, Creole. Good to see you, my brother. The question becomes, is he an advocate or is he an avenue? Advocate or avenue? That's what we want to know. That's what we need to know. Forget the fact that we want to know it. We need to know. We need to know. We have to answer this question today. And we all are going to participate in it in the chat. If you're watching the replay of this live, your participation is also welcomed. In the comments section, I will publicly acknowledge you as well. We just need an answer. And that's all. We don't ask for much. Yeah. Advocate or avenue? Yeah. I'm going to present some truth and some evidence now throughout the segment. And I got some heat for y'all today. Listen, I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I got some fire today. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. As the viewership, I need the viewership to increase a little bit more. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm about to invite my cousin up here. My cousin, Manager Marty Luther King. He be here soon. Yeah. Double salute to my guy, Day One supporter, Lucky McKennos. Thank you, Lucky. Lucky says, towards Pastor Marty, please pass the collection plate. Oh, yes. I'm waiting for my cousin. Yeah, my cousin, Manager Marty Luther King. He's putting on his, I don't even know what that little outfit is called. Preacher's robe. I don't know what it's called, but whatever that's called, he getting his costume ready. Yeah, it's going down tonight. Yeah, it's going down. Hold on one second. I just wanted to make sure. Bam, this ain't the Town Watch check. Bam, get back to that. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, we need answers. Yeah. Come on, viewership. See, the viewership keep dropping because what's happened is when it's time for truth and evidence, people don't want to hear it because the truth hurts, y'all. I mean, it hurt real bad. It do. But see, guess what? When you are a part of truth, it don't hurt you. It don't hurt you when you're a part of it. Yeah, when you're a part of truth, when you speak the truth and live it, truth don't hurt you. You get excited when you hear it. Know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Double salute. My guy, Robert Jones, just gave a super sticker and he coming right back. He spinned the block on his contribution. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you, Rob. Rob says, just a fan in the boxing clean sport boxing. Just a fan and the boxing clean sport. That's right. We want boxing to be a clean sport, and we are fans. We are fans of clean sport. Yeah, we love boxing. Everybody that's here, it don't matter if we agree. Even if you don't agree with me, if you here, it's because you love boxing. And guess what? We share one thing in common, and that is it right there. Our love for the sport of boxing. All right. Hold on. Let me see if my cousin ready. Hold on. Yeah. Woo wee. All right. Without further ado, got my cousin here. This is our segment called Truth and Evidence. You know, I told you every now and then we bring the truth and evidence out. I know Manager Martin Luther King is here now, and we need answers. Yeah. And before I start, I got to introduce my brother. He's also a part of the boxing church, my brother. Now, y'all done seen him Monday, but we got a question on the floor today. Advocate or avenue? And I'm talking about my guy, my brother, but another mother, but guess what? We got the same father. And that's all y'all need to know. That's going to hit y'all when this broadcast is over. What I just said, yeah, that's going to hit some of y'all. That's going to hit some of y'all a little later on. D-Town Boxing, what's going on, bro?
What it do?
Man, all I know is we need answers, bro. That's all I know. Now, I seen your video earlier. You was doing a reaction video of the video that I published, but we went over it a little bit last night. With regards to 24/7, 365 testing. You remember that from yesterday, brother?
Yeah.
And so what that did was that alerted Terrence Crawford, Devin Haney, Andrade, Caleb Plant, Sean Porter when he was fighting, a lot of other fighters, they're nutritionists. You know, when you say his name or you put his name out there in the comments section of the title, somehow, some way, things act strange on YouTube, Instagram, and all kind of other social media platforms. But you know me, I'm the preacher. I ain't scared to say his name. I'm talking about Victor Conti. And from that, speaking of Victor Conti, while we were live yesterday, Detailed Boxing, as soon as the live broadcast went off air, I was notified that there was a comment, several comments by Victor Conti himself, not in the live broadcast, but on a previous video that I published earlier on the day while we were live. He was actually commenting on that video. So I wanted to set the stage and tone for the new audience that wasn't here yesterday, and for those returning individuals and members of the family and the Roller Tape Film crew who was here, so that we all can be on the same page. Okay? Now, the question on the floor today is Victor Conte an advocate or an avenue? He has said since 2005, his words, not mine, that he has been an advocate in the sport of boxing. I have some clips detailing boxing. And when I say clips, I mean clips as far as some excerpts from the second interview, where I'm going to play a few excerpts throughout the broadcast, and I want the audience to start asking themselves the question of whether or not he's an advocate or an avenue. And then hopefully by the end of this segment, we need answers. I'm going to digress before I start playing some of the audio. What's your take on Victor Conte and this whole situation that's unfolded from the time he came up here on the platform till today, brother? Real quick.
Well, I think it was needful. I think everybody was educated about certain things we didn't know, and also things was clarified about things we did know. So, the same way other people, when they open their mouth, they tell on themselves, and also they let us know what's going on. And by Victor Conte jumping up on the show, letting us know what all year round testing is, what stringent testing is, what is random testing is, the protocols, the 8 weeks, 10 weeks, 12 weeks, all these things came out. And I'm happy that he clarified a lot of things for us, but also we dissected the things that he was saying, and a lot of things went right over the people's heads. I understand people are mad, some, a lot of us are happy. We was misled, man. This man misled us on a lot of things. And I'm happy that the family, all the people in the chats all around the world, is sticking together because it's a problem. We want the sport of boxing to be right. And it can't be right when people out here lying. All Victor Conte had to do was just tell the truth. Now, I'm not saying everything he said was a lie. I'm not saying that. But he misled us on a lot of things, and I'm happy that, God got some, got us, got the family. We all sticking together. We holding down the fort. We gonna hold this man feet to the fire like he try to do everybody else. He always looking for receipts and looking for transparency, but the man can't give it to us. So we gonna keep doing what we doing.
Got you, Detail. I appreciate your assessment, brother. Now that we're in boxing church, we got the roll to tape. We got to deal with what's real. I've been called all kind of names for the last several weeks by Victor Conte. He's called me a liar. He said I was homeless. In fact, he said I was like a homeless musician on the street begging for change with a hat next to me. He said I am a little toad in a small pond. These were his words attributed to me. He said that I take things out of context. He also accused me of not being objective, but also having some sort of lack of character and integrity when it comes to broadcast journalism. So the preacher wanted to talk to the people today and ask a question. The question is Victor Conte an advocate or an avenue? You don't have to answer that question right now. There's going to be a part of the segment where I ask you that. But before I do, I want to make sure we're on the same page as the viewership is increasing exponentially. Now, thank you, AJ64, for telling our dear brother, Mr. Larry, what you would do if you continue to do what he's doing. You see, Mr. Larry, let me say something to you while you in my church, Larry. I don't eat Brussels sprouts because I don't like them. All right. Now that I got that out the way, I'm going to use 98% of the audio from the second interview that I've conducted with Mr. Victor Conti himself. I'm going to make sure we put this in proper context. And then I'm going to allow Mr. Detail Boxing to give his assessment as well. So we're going to start with, let's start with the first thing. Because we need answers. Ironheart here? Ooh, that thing about to go down tonight. Where Ironheart at? Somebody just said salute to Ironheart. Where I ain't see Ironheart. Where you at? Damn, Cash Crypto here too? Ooh, salute. Salute to my guy Ironheart. He's a member of the channel and the Roller Tape film crew member, supervisor. Salute to him. Let's get to it now. Oh, where's Shaheed? If you're listening, Shaheed, you're going to love this. Let's get down to it now. Dag, I forgot something. I'm going to get it. I gotta do this, y'all. Hold on. I can't have this robe on and miss. I gotta have the whole costume as the viewership is increasing exponentially. Hold on, we in church. Hold on. D-Town Boxing, are you still there, brother?
Yep.
All right. Now, I'm sorry, Boxing Church. I can't be a part of the congregation and not have part of my costume. Yeah. You know the preachers do 3 and 2. They do 3 up top, bam, 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 and then 2 under the chin, bam, bam. All right, now that we got, I love having fun with y'all. Now that we got that out the way, we're going to deal with this now. I'm going to play y'all some pieces of what our dear brother, Mr. Victor Conti, said. We're going to play some things that he said out of his own mouth, and let's see if he's an advocate or an avenue. As soon as I find it, we're going to get right to it. Where's it at? Bam, bam. Where we at? Where we at? Let's see. Yeah, we got to cue all of it up. We got to cue it all up. Yeah, hold on. We're going to get to it. We're going to get right to it. Hold on. We're going to get right to it. Woo! Your favorite content creator scared to come over here. Your favorite content creator. I'm talking about the ones that's hating on me. They don't want to sit down in this seat with me. They can talk all the trash they want. But when it comes to this right here, let me put it on your screen so you can see what we dealing with. This is what we dealing with right here. When it comes to that right there, they don't want to deal with it. Nah, they don't want to deal. We found it. We got it. Oh, I got him now. All right, we're going to play the first clip. And I want to hear from you all after we dive into it. Is Mr. Victor Conti an advocate or an avenue? And I'm only asking that because he keeps trying to remind me in my comments section that he's an advocate, and he's been an advocate in the sport of boxing since 2005. His words, not mine. So we're going to have to deal with where we are today.
And I do the best I can to help them, and the objective is to win. So I pick and choose. I select. I probably get a half a dozen elite fighters a week trying to come to me. Okay, and
For what?
I'm very to be a part of SNAC for sponsorship.
Oh, I see. Okay.
They see the big names, and everybody's doing this, and next thing you know, they're managers, and they're reaching out direct, and they're talking to other fighters and promoters and people they hang out, trying to figure out. Well, I don't just sponsor anybody. If you're at the elite level, maybe one or two steps away from a world title fight, like as an example, when I started working with Sean Porter, okay, he had a draw and then he had a rematch. And when he won that rematch, then he would fight the title. So I helped him and sponsored him, and he came and did training camp. One fight against whoever it was, and he ended up winning an unanimous decision. And then his next fight was at Barclay against Devin Alexander, and he won the title. And then I worked with him for multiple fights thereafter. So I have no interest in developing fighters, as they call it. Guys come and I don't care how, he's the next Floyd Mayweather. Everybody's got the next Floyd Mayweather. I'm interested in the television exposure for my brand.
Yes, and that's good business. That's good business. That was my cousin, manager Marty. That's what he said, that good business. He's only interested in a certain type of fighter. You know, if the fighter is 1 or 2 steps away from a championship title fight. He used Sean Porter as a reference, by the way. Mr. Victor Conti is very specific on who he wants to deal with. He don't just deal with any kind of fighter. Question for the chat and those in the comment section below watching the replay of this. Question number 1. That sound like an advocate or an avenue? Let's hear your take on it in the chat. Detail Boxing, are you there, brother?
Yep.
First of all, what was your take on everything that you just heard Victor Conti say? And then second, tell us what you think. Is that an advocate or an avenue?
Well, straight off, he's an avenue. You know, he ain't no advocate. I mean, he's the only person that's saying he's an advocate. I don't know not one other person that's saying that he's an advocate but himself. And, you know, we all know that if somebody says the same thing for a long time, usually other people start saying it. And we see that all the time in the YouTube. But regardless what he was saying, I thought that Terrence Crawford called him. You know, multiple people probably called him. You know, he sound almost like what's that trainer? The one that got the Parkinson, Freddie Roach. You know, Freddie Roach, he don't make champions. You know, champions are good fighters go to him, and he takes them and, you know, continue helping them to develop or whatever the case might be. But they already, majority of them, not all of them, but majority of them are already elite fighters. So by Victor Conti saying that, you know, he select his opponents and things like that, I mean, we can only take his word, you know, for a grain of salt. But you know, he just whatever opponent that comes to him, he gonna give them the due. And he gonna help them to be successful. You know, most of these fighters are already successful before they even come to him. You know, so I'm not sure, you know, what he's saying. They are already successful. Maybe he just adding on to what they already have and making them, you know, cross over the border. So, you know, to me, he's an avenue.
Yeah, well, just in that little small clip right there, and we got more, he sound like an avenue to me. See, when you're an advocate, you advocate for everybody. You don't pick and choose who you advocate for and who you don't advocate for. If all of the people are involved in the same industry where you're trying to promote change, you have to advocate for everyone, including the ones that don't know how to advocate for themselves. Well, he says that he pick and choose who he deals with. And I said it was good business. Why? Because that is good business when you're thinking of it from the perspective of a business person who just wants to brand your company. That is good business. You can't be an advocate and be an avenue at the same time. You got to choose which one. So in that segment, I would have to say he's an avenue. Now, let's move forward.
I want to say something, Manager Marty. If he's a advocate for the sport of boxing, then by him, like you said, by him picking and choosing, then he's not an advocate for the sport of boxing. He's an advocate. He's an advocate for the. You need to help, try to help all fighters. By him not emailing, but by him twiddling or whatever, messaging other fighters, asking them about if they dealing with VADA, how many times they test. Evidently, he want us to believe that he's an advocate for the sport of boxing. But like you said, you can't pick and choose certain fighters. You're supposed to help all fighters. So just that alone is letting me know that no, he's not for all boxers. He's not for the sport of boxing. He's only for certain fighters.
Got you. We have somebody in the chat. Listen now. Listen. Let's stay here. See, because what happens is in the chat, we get distracted and having our own personal conversations, and then people look at the chat and then they miss out on the information that's being presented. Come on back up here. We're going to get to all your questions. I promise you that. Come on back up here. Stay up here. Come on back. Because I don't want nobody to get distracted. I don't want anybody to miss anything. I want everybody to hear clearly of what's being said. We don't want no more misinterpretations. Now I'm going to play another clip. This clip was about the protocol, the 365 24/7 protocol that I asked him about when he was here. Let's hear what he has to say, and we'll decide in this piece of the second interview that I presented and conducted with Mr. Victor Conti, whether or not he's an advocate or an avenue.
So
that's what happened with Andrade, right? You said Andrade, they came to him 10:30 at night and 6:30 in the morning.
Absolutely.
And then I asked you, did they come see you? You said no, because you had posted the pictures up of the VADA's contracted DCOs actually collecting the blood and urine sample from him. And you said that Andre Rozier, his trainer, actually sent you those pictures. Is that the protocol of the program where every time somebody gets tested, they have to send you the pictures and everything when VADA come? Is that part of the program?
Most of the time I do get pictures. I ask them to make pictures because I post them on Twitter. Go back and look. I posted it. And then when they get their results back, and then about 2 weeks after they test, look at Devin Haney recently and Andrade and others in the most recent time frame where there's been fights that Snack has sponsored. I'm posting their letters that they get saying they were tested for all prohibited substances and all were negative.
All right. Y'all heard that. Y'all heard that. I asked them, is it protocol with your program that the fighters that are being tested by VADA, in other words, is the DCOs, come and collect the specimens of the fighters? They collect their blood and urine samples. Do you inform your fighters and their camps to inform you anytime the DCOs representing VADA come there to test them? And he said, yes. I asked them to make pictures. Y'all just heard him. And send those pictures to him, of the DCO having the fighter's arm extended so that they can extract blood and different things of that nature. He said that the trainer of Andre Rozier, who used to train Danny Jacobs, by the way, sent him the pictures of when Andrade was being tested by the DCOs representing VADA. He said that he asked them to make pictures to send it to him so that then he can post it on Twitter. And then their welcoming letter from VADA that says you are enrolled in the testing and your testing results as a fighter are negative. He posts that on Twitter. D-Town Boxing, are you still there, brother?
Yep.
I got a question real quick. If this is a part of his program, if this is a part of the protocol of his program, then where are the pictures from Bo Mack, Team Crawford, Bernie the boxing guy, and even Terrence Crawford himself? How come they didn't send him no pictures? He said that he asked them to make the pictures and send it to him so he can post it on Twitter. How come Terrence Crawford and his crew never sent him no VADA letter saying we welcome you in the testing? No pictures of the DCOs collecting any blood samples? Don't sound like an advocate to me. What's your take on that, detail?
Well, you know, Manager Marty, earlier I had texted you and told you that our phones went out. You know what I'm saying? It was something on the news that certain phone companies had problems with phones, so we couldn't call out, we couldn't text, we couldn't do none of that. Maybe they had that same problem, you know, around about the time that Terrence Crawford and Bo Mack and his team was supposed to send those pictures and things to Victor Conti. Maybe they had a phone issue or a computer issue. So, I mean, maybe it was a long-term issue because we still waiting on it right today. You know what I'm saying? So I understand he said that most of the time, you know what I'm saying? So even if it was most of the time, we ain't got not one receipt for Terrence Crawford. And he been with him since 3 fights. And I don't know, like I say, you know, we still waiting right today, you know, so he ain't get it. Something is wrong on that issue. Something is wrong on that side. So right now, like I said, we still wait. You know, maybe he could get back with the president of VADA. Maybe they had an issue with the facts. You know what I'm saying? Maybe something got lost in the computer or something. Somebody wiped the computer out. So, I mean, I don't know, man. You know, we still waiting.
Well, when you're an advocate, you advocate to the best of your ability. And then what you do is you ensure that you put systems in place so that if your phone is jacked up or your service is acting up or whatever you said, detailed about what happened earlier with the AT&T services of 75,000 people today, you are an advocate. You put systems in place. You establish and create systems so that your fighters and their team can send you information notifying you that, hey, DCOs are here, they're extracting our blood, and here's the evidence so that you can post it on Twitter. But like you said, detail, we haven't found anything yet that proves that testing was even done, or if the testing was done and completed and administered, that it came back negative. Now, I'm not insinuating anything. I just want y'all to understand I'm setting the foundation so that you can ask yourself, does that sound like an advocate or an avenue? There's more.
I don't know, but he said, look, PBC only did 18 shows compared to Top Rank, who did 66. And I believe Matchroom likely probably did even more. So they're not one of the major players here in terms of promoting fights. They're way down in terms of actual number of events that they promote. So let's talk about another issue that we talked about when I said...
Vic, before you get to your next issue, may I respond to the list?
Sure.
There's one name, Victor, that you forgot to mention.
Which one?
Well, you mentioned all the promoters, Queensberry, Matchroom, TGB, Top Rank. But there's one name of a promoter that you forgot to mention, and that is Desmond from BLK Prime. In other words, it's Terrence Crawford. I asked you, was he tested for David Evanesian fight? You told me limited, but that promoter, I don't know if he has a muzzle rule, but his name was not on that list. So we don't know if Terrence Crawford was tested or not, because Vada didn't put on the website that he was tested.
You're correct. There is no, they did not mention it. Now I have.
Did he just say I'm correct? He said I was a liar the last couple of weeks. Now all of a sudden he's acknowledging that I'm correct. He said it was limited testing between David Evanesian and Terrence Crawford, but I pointed out to him that Desmond Gums, the promoter of BLK Prime, who hosted the event, he doesn't have a muzzle rule placed on him. So how come there was no acknowledgement that Terrence Crawford and David Evanesian conducted any testing? And you heard him say, you are correct. I agree. So if you are an advocate, you don't have to agree with me. You should have did something about it. That's what advocates do. If there was limited testing or there was no testing, you make something happen. So the question becomes, is he an advocate or an avenue? Because if he's an advocate and he's saying that I'm correct and he agreed with me, then what am I? Because he called me a liar just yesterday. D-Town Boxing, are you still there?
Yep.
Your take on that, bro?
Well, you know, we all know, family know, he can't pull no wool over our eyes. You know, like you said, you asked him. Also, you know, he could have paid for the testing. He could have paid for the test. He said, yeah, you're right. You know, he said that he paid for 2 other fighters, $20,000 apiece. So you telling me you couldn't pay for Terrence Crawford, who's in your count, and David Evanesian? You keep talking about advocate, stringing, all this kind of crazy stuff. I keep hearing this man saying something, but I don't see no results. He keep telling us he trying to persuade the people, want people to know that he's trying. How you trying and you only in the comments? You know? You talking about you stand behind Vada. You keep promoting Vada, even though you has nothing to do with Vada. But you ain't showing us no results. You ain't showing us no receipts. We still waiting on Devin Haney. You talking about the muzzle rule. Devin Haney was with Top Rank when he had a 3-fight deal. Why we ain't see him on, you know, the Vada website when he was with Top Rank? You know, there's many different ways we can look at this. But the man is not no advocate. He's an avenue because he only showed 2 receipts. He says it's a part of his protocol, you know, for these guys to take pictures and send it to him. Well, we only seen 2. We seen one for, you know, Andrade, and that was the fight that he pulled out of. And then we seen one for Devin Haney around the time, if I'm not mistaken, around the time he fought Regis Prograde. So what happened to all the other times that these fighters fought up under you? Why we didn't get the receipts then? Why we didn't get no pictures then? Why we didn't get anything about these fighters fighting on Vada? Well, you know, not fighting on Vada, but testing with Vada. You know, if you're a real advocate, you should tell them, look, if you're not going to sign up with Vada, I can't deal with you. I want people to know that I am a changed man. I want people to know that I am a real advocate. If you can't test with Vada, I can't deal with you anymore. I can't do it. But did he do that? No. He decided to go off and start being in everybody else's business. And he can't even get his own fighters. Forget all year round testing. Forget that. You can't even get them to do regular testing. And you talking about you're an advocate. Man, that's my take, Manager Marty. I can't hear you on mute.
Got you. You talked about him paying for the test, because you remember I asked him that, and I wanted to play that excerpt so that people can hear it. But before we get there,
Victor contradicted himself. One time he said 8 weeks, another time he said 12 weeks.
I got you.
I'm here to provide the clarification.
I got you. All right, I got you, Vic. Before you get there, hold on. So my point, but my question would be, and I'm sure there's fans listening all around the world that might have the same questions, even though, let's say you say that Desmond may have had, financial issues. I don't want to get in the man's pocket, but he may have had financial issues that delayed some of the testing, right? Isn't it fair to say, just like Margaret Goodman told you that that she can build Canelo Alvarez, that she can actually build Terrence Crawford or Desmond at a later time like she did Canelo? Isn't that fair?
She could, but as far as I know, the only fighter that's ever paid directly is Canelo, and me paying for fighters. I don't know other than that any other fighters have paid direct, other than Rachel Donaire and Nonito.
Could you have, but could you have paid like you did Caleb Plant when he fought Canelo? Couldn't you have paid on behalf of Terrence Crawford since he was in your program?
I could have, yes.
Advocate or Avenue? You see, he said that he paid for Caleb Plant's testing with fighting Canelo Alvarez. My question is, if you was able to pay for that, how come you couldn't pay for the fight between Terrence Crawford and David Evanesian, since you say the promoter was limited on funds? Terrence Crawford was in your program. Does that sound like an advocate to you or an avenue? You there, Detail?
You already know my stance, Manager Marty.
That don't sound
I don't
like
believe
no
the guy.
advocate. Hey, Detail, that don't sound like no advocate to me. See, when you're an advocate and when you see that there's an issue with paying for a test that your fighter that's under your program, you see, because you want to prove that your fighters are clean, you pay for Caleb Plant. When you try to find out whether or not Canelo was cheating, oh, but it's just little old David Evanesian. You could have paid for that testing, right? And he said, yes, I could have. Don't advocates make sacrifices? Don't advocates pay and put up the money if they have it to advance their mission and their cause? That's what advocates do. So my question to the people today in Boxing Church, does that sound like an advocate or an avenue? D-Town, I didn't mean to cut you off, brother. Speak on your stance, bro.
Good. Like I say, you know where I stand, Manager Marty. I mean, the family members in the chat right now, we don't believe this, man. We see. I know what I see. I don't need a man tell me that what I see ain't true. You know what I'm saying? Just because he is mad because we don't believe him, now he's saying stuff about us. You know what I'm saying? He had the nerve to sit there and say, "But Manager Marty, he kicked off with a D35 because he didn't agree with him." No, D35 been on your show many times and you didn't kick him off. But Victor Conti, he's talking bad about me, you, and some of the other family members because we don't agree with him. So how can you say something about Manager Marty when you out there calling people names instead of bringing receipts and proving us wrong? You out here acting like a grown baby, out here calling people names, which I really don't care. But all I'm saying is, the man ain't showing me nothing. He ain't showing me nothing. He's not showing me that he's an advocate. I'm tired of hearing him talk. Show me the receipts. The same receipts you want to see from other fighters that they test for vital. I need to see the same receipts from you. Don't ask them for something that you can't give. Be the first partaker of what you asked them. Showing 2 receipts don't mean that you're an advocate. An advocate is somebody who does something all the time. If you're going to start something, then you need to finish it. Don't just start 2 and then drop the ball. You know what I'm saying? We're not dumb. The family members are not dumb. We do our receipts. We're not going to let this man pour no wool over our eyes. We're going to hold this man's feet to the fire. If this man could ask anybody else and everybody else about their private information, then I'm sure he can provide some information to us.
Totally agree. And it sounds like an avenue to me and not an advocate. He didn't put up the money. He didn't provide any resources, nor did he ever. Right? I haven't seen one shred of evidence proving that he was an advocate thus far. Now, I got something else that, since there's some people in the chat, D-Town, we got people, you know how people are when they go to church. They ain't listening. They just there to criticize the message. But let's hear what Victor Conte had to say about me again. I told y'all before when he said I was correct. Let's see what he said about me in this one.
Demanding that they have a welcome and a congratulations.
Well,
but transparency. But
yes.
No, Al didn't want transparency. He wanted to be shady. Okay.
Okay. All right. So, but out of fairness to me, though, Vic, the only reason I said contradiction is because your tweet said 8 weeks of testing with Spence and Crawford. Hold on, Vic. But you said, hold on, Vic. I got to defend my honor, Vic, because you said I said that, and I did. But the reason why I said it is because your tweet said in July. Your tweet said, I think that was, let me make sure I don't want to misquote you. Hold on. Because I want the people to know
where did I say 12 weeks?
Well, you said it on this show. In July 31st, 23, you said 8 weeks. When you were on, I believe you were on Coach Malachi. I'm not going to disrespect it right now because it's between me and you, but Coach Malachi's channel, I believe you said 12 weeks of testing on here. On this interview, you also said 10 to 12 weeks testing between Crawford and Spence. So that's the only reason why I said that you contradicted yourself. I wanted to,
Then you're correct. Then you're correct. If I said that recently.
He said I was correct. He know he said that recently. Don't make me pull it up when he said it. You can detract and spy on me and hate on me all you want. I'll pull the tape up now. He said there was 12 weeks of testing for Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. And then I pulled up the tweet that he put out 2 days after the fight on July 31st, where he claimed there was 8 weeks of testing. And once I pointed the evidence out to him and showed it on my screen for him to see it, he said, "You're correct." You see, is that an advocate or an avenue? See, when you're an advocate, D-Town, you don't misspeak, because that was what the next thing somebody just said. Won't you finish playing what he said next? I'll play what he said next. And you know what he said next? I misspoke. When you're an advocate, you don't misspeak. You don't falsify information. You don't get tied down in certain... My point is, how you remember something that happened 25 years ago, but then when I ask you something that happened 3 months ago, your old age and you don't remember, you misspoke. Don't sound like an advocate to me. If he's an advocate and he's saying I'm correct, then what am I? Because he's calling me a liar. So what am I if he's an advocate? If he's telling me you're correct, I misspoke. If he's an advocate, then what am I? Because he's calling me a liar and everything else under the sun. D-Town, what you think about what you just heard, bro? Second time he said, you're correct.
It was many more times after that, but I don't understand why people, they not listening. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you got evidence right here catching this man lying. And that man, he said, well, when? Soon you brought out the evidence, and dude humbled himself down and said, yeah, you right. If you wouldn't have never had that evidence, Manager Marty, the man would have been still holding 10 toes down on that lie. Don't blame it on old age, because old age ain't stop you from getting that paper. It ain't stop you from lying. So don't blame it on no old age. The problem is Manager Marty came sharp. Manager Marty happened. And
your signal was fading when you said Manager Marty was sharp. Your signal started fading. after that, brother?
I said that Manager Marty was sharp. Manager Marty was the professor, and Victor Conte was the student. You know what I'm saying? We got evidence right here, and people don't want it. People mad at us because we are educating the people on this man lying. We ain't even lying. We're not even lying. We using this man's own word, and you got people saying that we lying, we hating. And you got Victor Conte out here talking bad about other people and talking bad about us, but we hate. This man is in this man comments almost every day. Manager Marty in D-Town is living rent-free in this man's mind. But now one of y'all said anything about this man hating and this man lying, but y'all out here talking about us. You should be glad and happy that you got Manager Marty, D-Town, and the family, everybody in the audience is sticking together, holding down the fork, holding this man accountable. Because guess what? I need to know. Manager Marty need to know. Y'all need to know. The fighters need to know. The promoters need to know. The coaches need to know. The sport of boxing need to know that this man can't be trusted. So why this man out here asking for things? Y'all need to tell that man. That's what y'all need to tell him.
Double salute to my guy, my good friend over 30 years. Rod Day, what's going on, big dog? Thank you for your support and contribution to the channel. And apparently even Rod Day is listening to the words of the brother Victor Conte, and he don't even make no sense telling everybody he's been an advocate since 2005. But the question on the floor today is Victor Conte an advocate or an avenue? That's the question on the floor. And I'm going to play another excerpt. Let me get right to it. Thanks again, Rod, for your support and your contribution, brother. Now, let me give you context. I asked Victor Conte straight to his face about random testing. See, here's the thing I love about myself, that if I got something to say to somebody when they ain't around, it's because I'm willing and already done said it to their face with no problem. And I said it to Victor Conte's face when he was here. When I asked him about random testing and told him, I don't believe in the system of random testing if everybody's being pre-notified. Let's hear what his response was as an advocate when I told him that.
5 different prohibited substances.
So back to my original question. When we talked about the frequency, and we talked once every 10 days, and of course the frequency has to be more than that.
And the number of tests that are being performed, and it goes into the word you ask about, stringent. Stringent, right? And yeah. we talked about VADA actually saying on their website 8 weeks standard-wise. I'm going to use your term standard-wise. 8 weeks prior. So it's like a sticker on a car in the window. Right. When you go up and they say, well, here's the standard for this car, but we've got all these extra things. We're going to 12 weeks, therefore it's going to cost you more money. Right. So now that we have established that, where let's say 8 weeks prior is the standard, in negotiations it can go 10 to 12 weeks, and then of course everybody would know that because payments have to be issued. And then you're saying stringent, which is the frequency and once every 10. When we hear all of these numbers as just fans of the sport of boxing, this doesn't sound random. Definitely to me, it doesn't sound like it's random because they're telling you 8 weeks prior to about you're going to be tested. You use the word stringent. Let me finish real quick, Vic. You use the word stringent, but we also have you educating us. In 2011, I wrote the tape back and you heard yourself speaking on it and you said you stand by it, and even today, where someone can use EPO and manipulate this whole system that we're talking about. How is that random or at least unannounced? I would say that it's better than no testing. What this advocate just say? What did the advocate say? Listen to the advocate. I asked him if everybody's notified. VADA has it listed on their website that 8 weeks before the fight. You're saying stringent is equivalent to once every 10 days within the 8 weeks of them being tested
Everybody seems like they know when the DCOs are going to come, and it's not unannounced, and it's not random. I told him to his face, that don't sound random to me. Did y'all hear what the advocate said? Did y'all hear him? You can hate on me all you want. Listen to what he said. Talking about I'm twisting somebody's words. Listen to the guy. I'm going to play that. I got to detail. I got to play that part again. I got to. Call me a liar. Let's play that part just again. This doesn't sound random. Definitely to me, it doesn't sound like it's random because they're telling you 8 weeks prior to a bout, you're going to be tested. You use the word stringent. Let me finish real quick, Vic. You use the word stringent, but we also have you educating us. In 2011, I wrote the tape back and you heard yourself speaking on it, and you said you stand by it, and even today, where someone can use EPO and manipulate this whole system that we're talking about. How is that random or at least unannounced?
I would say that it's better than no testing.
What? It's better than no testing at all. He's subliminally acknowledging that there's no such thing as random unannounced testing. Is that an advocate or an avenue? D-Town, I'm gonna be silent, D-Town. Are you still there, D-Town?
Yep.
What's your take on all that, bro?
Look, I just said a few minutes ago, we had to apply pressure. This man led us for a long time, had us to believe that there was random testing, had us to believe that stringent was stringent. I'm thinking the way this man was talking, when he said stringent, I'm thinking they walking around with a needle in their arm every day, all day. I'm thinking like, man, I don't even want that. You got to walk around with a needle in you all day. Come to find out, it's not so. So this man had us, he got a nerve to say that you, Manager Marty, is misleading the people. This man had us thinking that VADA was all be all. Had us thinking that these guys are doing some teleporting. You know what I'm saying? Some raiding, some Mortal Kombat. And the whole time, it ain't nothing but Little Red Riding Hood. This man had lied to us, talking about random testing. I know what random testing is. That means that nobody knows but VADA. But you telling me random is being tested one time out of 10 days? I learned how to count back in kindergarten, Manager Marty. I test here, count 10 days, you coming back again. That ain't random. This man then gave us the bamboozle. And people should appreciate channels because it's only two. It's only two men that's holding it down. Two channels. You got all these other platformers afraid to talk about this. Now, some of them might not know what to talk about. I can understand it. But what I'm saying is, we are holding the fork down with the family. Not just me and you, Manager. We got family backing us. We deep. We deep in the hood. You know how it is. Deep in the hood, ready to go get anybody. Like AB said, they call me the can man. Anybody can get it. American, African, you know what I'm saying? Jamaican, you can, I can, she can. Don't matter who can. What I'm saying is, this man did misled us. And it took him to jump on Manager Marty's show. And Manager Marty asked this man the tough questions. This man, Victor Conti, was on other people's channels, and all they did was, wow. Wow, I didn't know that. Manager Marty came, come collect, ask this man some person questions. I'm talking about straight to the heart, and the man didn't realize what was going on. And now we got clarification that random is not random and stringent is not stringent. So I appreciate it, Manager Marty. That's what I think.
Thank you, brother. He said it's better than no testing. He affirmed There's no such thing as random when it's announced. When you can be pre-notified from a website and even from him. That's better than no testing. And we got people in my chat right now trying to divert the attention of the Roll the Tape film crew. If you're going to be disruptive, there's no point of being here. You know what we on today. If you're going to be disruptive, there's no point in being here. Stick with the topic. We ain't talking about Tank Davis. We ain't talking about Spence. We ain't talking about Spence versus Crawford. We ain't talking about with Tank Davis against Frank. We ain't talking about none of that. Stay on the topic at hand. Don't keep trying to come over here being a distraction. That's to anybody in the chat doing that. Stay with the topic at hand. There's other channels that's available. We're dealing with, let me show you on your screen what we're dealing with. Truth and evidence. So my question becomes, is he an advocate or an avenue? That man told me it's better than no testing at all. Your favorite fighter, him on your screen, is over there. Yeah, that's why you coming over here getting mad at me, because your favorite fighter is over there. Yeah, I got a question for you at the end of this. Don't you worry about it. We dealing with truth and evidence. We ain't dealing with nothing else. Yeah, we was talking about VADA testing when I asked him that. Woo. No, that's right. I'm going to hit you where it hurt. It don't stop there, Detail Boxing. It don't stop there, Roll the Tape film crew members. It don't stop there.
Until both of the enrollment forms are sent in. So he was dragging his heels, okay? Why? What's the explanation? To me, that's suspicious.
Speaking of the word suspicious, let me clarify something, because I want to make sure that we're all on the same page. You were on record. I have to clarify this for people that stand up doing something different or acting different or whatever. You were on record and you said on the Boxing Voices podcast or show, you were suspicious of Manny Pacquiao having performance enhancement, but you used the words illegal. And you used the words like he was juicing. And you gave an example of his last 3 fights that he had at that time. Adrian Broner was one of the fights. Keith Thurman was the second. And the third one was Ugas.
Yes.
Ugas, right? And you said that there was no VADA testing. They were only going through the testing of the protocols of the Nevada State Athletic Commission.
Correct. That is correct.
Now, what drew one of the things that drew suspicion for me when it comes to Terrence Crawford, and I'm not saying illegally, I'm saying that his performance enhanced because he looked different than his previous fights. Looking at his last 3 fights, starting with Sean Porter. I said this on record, so I'm just repeating it. Sean Porter, where he knocked Sean Porter down more than once, something that nobody else has ever done while he was with your program. The second fight, obviously, we know it was with David Evanesian. He knocked him out with 1 punch, out cold, something that he also never did before in his career. And then also with Errol Spence, and we already saw, everything that happened with Errol Spence. He knocked him down 3 times. The fight was called. He almost disfigured his face. But to me, he looked different in his last 3 fights, the same way you said that Pacquiao looked different in his last 3 fights. Now, you used the words illegal, and you also said that
Pacquiao looked different. I did not say that Manny looked different.
No. You didn't say he looked different. What I'm saying is you said that he, basically, in your opinion, he used his whole career.
Demanded weak testing.
Demanded weak testing according to the Athletic Commission's protocol. But if you look at what I said about the last 3 fights with Crawford and what we're talking about now and even earlier today, that we confirmed that, for the last 3 fights, VADA didn't do, I'm going to hold you to it when you said VADA didn't do their part of posting that he was enrolled in VADA since not November of 2020. We haven't seen any results of him being enrolled. So what is it for a person to think when he hasn't been acknowledged by VADA themselves in the last 3 fights? So I think what I'm doing is fair. You know what I mean?
I agree that it's fair. And I'll go back and say this.
What did he say? I agree that it's fair. The man done told me multiple times that I was right, I was correct. Now he's agreeing with me when I said I think it's fair that I use the same formula that you used against Manny Pacquiao. I'm using that same formula that you used against him. I'm using it against Terrence Crawford in his last 3 fights. You see, they keep asking me, D-Town, why you ain't saying nothing about Snack before the Spence fight? Because I was waiting to see how he was going to look in his 3rd fight under the Snack program. And I saw what I saw, and then I used the same formula that he used against Pacquiao. I didn't say illegal like he said about Pacquiao, but my point is, hey, I'm using your formula to see if his performance was enhanced in them 3 fights against Sean Porter, David Ebenezer, Errol Spence. And I said, I think I'm being fair. And what did Victor Conte say, D-Town Boxing? I agree. That is fair. But I'm a liar now, though. I'm homeless now. Is he an advocate or an avenue? We need answers. Just answer the question in the comment section below. If you're watching the replay of this live, just answer the question. If you in the chat, just answer the question. Okay, once again, if I'm being fair and Victor Conte says that he agrees that I'm being fair, then if he's an advocate, what am I? D-Town, did you hear what he said, bro?
Yeah, I heard exactly. I said that wouldn't be the last time he agreed with you. You know, and the crazy thing about it, he has no proof that Manny Pacquiao was doing anything illegal. You know what I'm saying? Just like he's telling people to show proof, well, then he need to show proof that Manny Pacquiao was doing things illegal. You know what I'm saying? Then he talked about Manny Pacquiao fight after, not before. The same thing we did. We talked about the fight after, not before. But it's okay when Victor Conte do it. You know what they say? Oh, yeah. I had a guy in my comments tell me, well, Victor Conte, he's a part of boxing. I say, well, I guess common sense ain't so common these days because Victor Conte came out his own mouth and said he's not a part of VADA. No. I said, where do you get that from? I said, you telling me a whole bunch of opinions and no facts. Man, this man talked about Manny Pacquiao after his fights. Talked about 3. We talked about Terrence Crawford, his last 3 fights after his fight. Now, I'm not saying we didn't see nothing before. We're just saying we talked after. He told us to show proof. This man ain't got no proof that Manny Pacquiao was dirty. Then the man agreed with you. See what I'm saying? And the crazy thing that they try to accuse Errol Spence of being dirty by his nipples. But you telling me that this man, Terrence Crawford, is dealing with Victor Conte, and we all know Victor Conte passed. But a lot of the things that he do now look similar to the things he did in his past. We don't have no evidence, but things sure look the same to me. You know what I'm saying? I have no proof, but things still look the same. So all I'm saying is, you know, the man is not no advocate. He can keep saying it all he wants. He trying to brainwash you to believe that he's an advocate. If he keeps saying, I'm an advocate, like he just gonna make you believe he's an advocate because he's in everybody else's business. The man is not part of the VADA according to what he said. So all I'm saying is, instead of worrying about what's going on in other people's camp and accusing people in other camps, you have no proof. Well, then won't you get your camp under subjection? Get your camp, get a handle on your camp. You can't even get your fighters to even test. At least you said that they did limited testing or did weak testing. Terrence Crawford, they did no testing. Far as I know, this man ain't came proof yet. But, you know, Terrence Crawford tested. You know what I'm saying? You said you was there. You said they're supposed to take pictures and send it to you. Well, where's the proof? Because we don't believe you no more. You done lied to us too many times. Manager Marty didn't caught you. We didn't dissect you. We didn't open you up and seen all your lies. And you want us to believe that you're an advocate and believe what you're saying? I can't do it. I can't do it.
Very well stated. I went through a whole sermon and didn't get a sip of water. Had to get some of that holy water. Now, with that being said, Victor Conte has accused Manny Pacquiao publicly now. This is all on record of using illegal performance enhancement drugs. And I haven't heard not one Terrence Crawford fan yet tell him that he was wrong. I haven't heard the people that's supporting Victor Conte say one time that he was wrong. I haven't heard most quote-unquote boxing fans say that he was wrong. I haven't heard certain content creators say that he was wrong for putting a jacket on Manny Pacquiao without providing truthful evidence, and Manny Pacquiao never tested positive for a banned substance. But here it is, them same people are saying I'm insinuating, I'm using undertones, I am trying to infer something about snack fighters when y'all didn't hold that man accountable for accusing Pacquiao publicly. Is he an advocate or an avenue? That's what I want to see in the chat. We ain't talking about Tank. We ain't talking about Frank Martin. We ain't talking about nobody else. We talking about Victor Conte. Is he an advocate or an avenue? I don't like Brussels sprouts, so I don't eat it. If you don't like it, stop eating the fresh bread that I'm serving. Because you coming in the chat trying to disrupt, and we call that deflection. We're not dealing with that today. We on this right here. This is what we on. Look at your screen. Truth and evidence. Yeah. Let's move right along, because we're going to deal with it.
At some point, she's going to say, I can't do it. I'm not allowed to do it. Got to get a true answer, right?
Yeah, no, that's cool. Chef Curry, double salute to Chef. This question is for you, Vic. Victor, he used my line. That's good, Chef. Your words, not mine. We do have the right to be suspicious of you, correct? Based on what you said.
Have I not said that myself?
Yes.
In the beginning, when I was working with Nonito Donaire, in the very beginning, there's a video of me walking in the gym. And I said, should people be suspicious of me? And the answer is yes. So,
did y'all hear that? He's telling you to be suspicious of him. Since 2012, his words, not mine, when he was working with Nonito Donaire, he told people, you should be suspicious of me. Why would you say that when you're working with Nonito? Why would you say that people should be suspicious of you in 2012? You know what? I'm going to ask an even better question, D-Town. Because I want to make sure everybody heard what he said. I'm going to play that back again because I want to ask another question that boggles my mind when I heard that. Hold on, D-Town.
answer, right?
Yeah, no, that's cool. Chef Curry, double salute to Chef. This question is for you, Vic. Victor, he used my line. That's good, Chef. Your words, not mine. We do have the right to be suspicious of you, correct? Based on what you said.
Have I not said that myself?
Yes.
In the beginning, when I was working with Nonito Donaire, in the very beginning, there's a video of me walking in the gym. And I said, should people be suspicious of me? And the answer is yes. So I've answered that publicly. Everyone knows that.
In 2012. That's what he said, Detail?
Yep.
Did he say 2012?
Yep.
There's 3 things that happened in 2012 besides him working with Nonito Donaire. Let me address the elephant in the room. The first thing that happened in 2012 is that Marlon Byrd, the baseball player, tested positive for a banned substance under the snack program with Victor Conti. And I dare anybody to say I'm lying because I can pull it up when I asked them to confirm it, and he did. What else happened in 2012 that I asked him about? Oh, Bill Romanowski, a man that Victor Conti was giving the illegal substances to for years, went to the airport, according to Victor Conti, picked up Alex Rodriguez and brought Alex Rodriguez to Victor Conti's office when he was asking about illegal substances. Victor said it was legal performance enhancement that he was asking for as well, but he also confirmed, Victor Conti confirmed, I'll pull it up, I'll pull it right up, you don't believe. He said that meaning Alex Rodriguez did, ask him about this or that, how to do this and that with illegal substances. That's what happened in 2012. What else happened in 2000? Oh, I remember detail. Andrade tested positive for the banned substance nandrolone, the same banned substance that Barry Bonds tested for. If you go back and look at the Netflix documentary, see, I pointed this out on the channel already. Those are the 3 things that we know that's public record that I have evidence of right here, where Victor Conti confirmed that those 3 things happened in 2012. But in 2012, this advocate told everybody, you should be suspicious of me. So the question on the floor again becomes, is Victor Conti an advocate or is he an avenue? We need answers. Detail, you want to cook on that a little bit, bro? We'll move on until Detail come back. I want to know what the chat say about it. I have one person that answered thus far in the last few minutes. Oh, 2 people. Okay. So let me ask the chat a question. Thus far, I done played about 8 different excerpts and 1 interview that I conducted with Mr. Victor Conti. And from that interview, do you think, tell me in the chat, come on, real quick. We got to move on. In your opinion, is Victor Conti an advocate or an avenue? I'm just asking. No, we ain't doing both today. There's only one or the other. Is he an advocate or an avenue? That's all I want to know. I don't want to know nothing else. That's all the fans want to know. That's all the Roll the Tape film crew members want to know. That's all we want to know right now. Based on the commentary that you heard from his own mouth, the commentary you heard from what I said, you heard from Detail Boxing, you seen what some people in the chat were saying, your opinion, is Victor Conti an advocate or an avenue? Just asking the question. Just asking the question. All right. Thank y'all very much. Now, we're almost done. Hold on one second. Let me cue this up. For you. All right, D-Town. Yeah, brother, you go. Yeah. Now you heard what I said about the three things that happened in 2012.
I heard some of it because I heard some of it. Yeah.
Marlon Byrd tested positive in 2012 under the SNAC program. Alex Rodriguez visited the SNAC offices asking about illegal substances and, of course, legal substances as well, according to Victor Conti. And he was also picked up from the airport by a guy who Victor Conti was giving steroids to for a long time, Bill Romanowski. Mm-hmm. And Andre Berto tested positive for the banned substance nandrolone in 2012, which was the same banned substance that Barry Bonds tested positive for. That happened in 2012. And he said that when he was working with Nonito Donaire in 2012, he told a reporter as he was walking inside the gym, "You should be suspicious of me." What's your take on all that detail?
I agree with him. I finally agree with him. You know, we all know what we see. We ain't stupid and we ain't naive. We ain't no puppets. You know, Victor Conti, he ain't got none on us. You know, we gonna tell the truth no matter what. Even the family members in the chat, we gonna hold it down. This man, he telling us what it is, Manager Marty. And I believe him. You know, right there, you know, right there, I believe the man. I don't believe much change. I don't have no proof. But like we said, you know, it's a lot of things that look straight. It looks the same. Ain't he still dealing with somebody that he was dealing with back then when he was doing those illegal things? Ain't it somebody he's still dealing with, or he start dealing with back again after he was supposed to change? I don't know about now, but I can't remember the name.
Who you talking about? Remy Karchimney?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's.
Yeah, he's the track coach that be with all the snack fighters on the track, Remy Karchimney. He said on this channel right here, Victor Conti said he's been with him for 27 years. You know, they both got caught up in the Baco scandal. In fact, there's a lifetime ban on Remy, and, you know, he can't go nowhere in the United States. Track and field, nowhere. Sound like lifetime ban. Lifetime. And he's also he also was convicted as well. Federal indictment. Yeah. Don't sound like no advocate thus far to me. It don't sound like no advocate to me. Now, I want to play something because Victor Conti is going to really solidify himself what he is. I waited to save this for last. There's two more clips. There's this one I'm about to play, and then there's the one, your favorite one, I found it, detail. But this one right here, I was asking y'all, is he an advocate? I was asking y'all, is he an avenue? Some people did answer, most of you didn't. But I appreciate those that did answer. He's going to tell you himself whether he's an advocate or an avenue, and I'm doing way too much talking. And I have to give a shout out to the man himself, Mr. Gregory Quarterbaum. I don't see him in the chat today. He might not be here with us today, but he sent the super chat that sparked all of this. And I need you all to listen clearly. It's going to take about a minute before all of this come back around. I'm doing way too much talking. Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape. From an avid Terrence Buck Crawford fan, you have to answer this, Mr. Conti, because he's been saying this on this platform for a while, and he wants to know the answer. This is from my guy. Double salute to him, Gregory Quarterbaum. Greg says, greeting, Manager Marty, the Roll the Tape film crew or family, and Mr. Conti. Mr. Conti, did you contact Buck Crawford, or did Buck Crawford contact you? And when did you actually start working with him? And what was it he needed to improve. So let's break this down in increments. Did you contact Bud, or did Bud Crawford contact you?
Okay, as I said earlier, you have these companies out there that for every single fight, I don't know who contracts them, but they go around when they find sponsors and they say, would you like to sponsor this guy? Would you like to sponsor this guy? Would you like to sponsor this guy? Here's how much it's going to cost. I don't know who it was, but somebody that was representing Terrence contacted my office, okay, and wanted some ridiculous amount of money, $50,000 or something crazy for endorsement. I said no. Thereafter, at some point, Terrence called, and I talked with Terrence, aside from this guy. And then Terrence, on his own, he basically said, this is Terrence, and you don't have to sell me on anything. I already know what you do. I've been following you, and I'd like to work with you, you know, blah, blah, blah. And so we had a brief talk. Then he called Demetrius Andrade. He didn't tell me he was going to do that. And Demetrius said, trust me, you want to be with this guy. He will help you in many, many ways. Whatever Demetrius said, he vouched for me. And then Terrence called back and said, I'm in. I want to be with you and Smack.
All right.
And so the first step, as we've always talked about, is let's get your blood testing. Because if all I am is a sponsor and I'm just sending you a fighter training stack that's generic for anybody and everybody, and you're wearing a patch, but I've never talked to you or I've never tested your blood, I don't consider that me working with you, and it's a real working relationship. But the instant that you give me all that data on your blood, and I can now interpret that and make specific recommendations and prompt you to have great compliance if you want to get some results, now we're working together.
I'm going to ask you again. I'm going to ask you all again. Is Victor Conte an advocate, or is he an avenue? Y'all heard what he said. Now I want to play it back in increments because he said a few things that I want to ask questions about. And I know D-Town got some comments on it, and you may have some comments on it in the chat. And it's not over, because in about another 30 seconds, he's going to lay it out again. Now, I'm going to play it back, and let's hear what he had to say, because y'all keep saying that he's an advocate, and some of you realize that he's an avenue. Let's see. Salute to him, Gregory Quarterbaugh. Greg says, greeting, Manager Marty, the Roller Tape film crew or family, and Mr. Conte. Mr. Conte, did you contact Bud Crawford, or did Bud Crawford contact you? And when did you actually start working with him? And what was it he needed to improve? So let's break this down in increments. Did you contact Bud, or did Bud Crawford contact you?
Okay, as I said earlier, you have these companies out there that for every single fight, I don't know who contracts them, but they go around when they find sponsors and they say, would you like to sponsor this guy? Would you like to sponsor this guy? Would you like to sponsor this guy? Here's how much it's going to cost. I don't know who it was, but somebody that was representing Terrence contacted my office, okay, and wanted some ridiculous amount of money, $50,000 or something crazy for endorsement. I said no.
Wait, stop, hold the tape, preacher. Somebody from Terrence Crawford's camp called this man and asked him on the phone for a sponsorship opportunity to endorse him. They said $50,000. This was back in 2021, before he agreed to get on the program. And what did the advocate say? What did the sponsor? He said he sponsored the fight. What did he say, D-Town? He said, no, that's a ridiculous amount. Absolutely not. Mm-hmm. He said, no, 50,000. No. This is what the endorser said. Other sponsors don't talk like that. Mm-hmm. When they know they have an athlete that's going to make them twice, 3 times, 5 times, 10 times the money back, they say yes. They say yes, Timothy Wilson. They say yes, 50,000 ain't nothing to us. But Victor Conte said, you calling about an endorsement deal. No.
Thereafter, at some point, Terrence called, and I talked with Terrence.
What did he say, Vic?
Aside from this guy.
What did he say?
And then Terrence, on his own, he basically said, this is Terrence, and you don't have to sell me on anything. I already know what you do. I've been following you, and I'd like to work with you, blah, blah, blah.
What the, huh? Even Terrence Crawford didn't call him and ask him for no money. Oh, the preacher is here now. You ain't got to like me, but you gonna believe me. Victor Conte called me a liar yesterday. You ain't got to like me, but you gonna believe. Terrence Crawford called himself, and he ain't even asked for no endorsement. I was arguing detail boxing for 6, 7, 8 months straight, telling Bud Crawford fans that he ain't been endorsed by the snack program, and they kept telling me, no. Omega Red was here. No. He's just being endorsed. He's just wearing the logo on his trunks. He's not taking no supplements, no. And Victor Conte just told y'all, Terrence Crawford ain't called him and asked him for no money. This is what the preachers do for my new audience. The preachers do this when they in church. They give you 3 up top and 2 under the chin. Bang, 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 bang. Detail, my hairline been received for 10 years. So I try to make sure I look and make sure I don't touch. No, I'm talking about. Woo! Terrence Crawford didn't even call that man and ask him for no bread. He didn't even ask him for no money. He didn't even ask him for no endorsement. He didn't ask him for no sponsorship. You know what he said? You ain't got to sell me. He said, you ain't got to sell me on nothing. I know your history and I know who you are. Oh, the preacher is here now. You ain't got to sell me. You ain't got to try to advertise. You ain't got to give me no 30-second infomercial on this phone. You ain't got to convince me that you this and you that and that you an advocate. I don't care about none of that. I want what you got and what you giving them other guys. I ain't asking you for no sponsorship. What else he do, Victor?
And so we had a brief talk. Then he called Demetrius Andrade. He didn't tell me he was going to do that. And Demetrius said, trust me, you want to be with this guy. He will help you in many, many ways. Whatever Demetrius said, he vouched for me. And then Terrence called back and said, I'm in. I want to be with you. And
I'm in. I want to be with you and Snack after I talk to Demetrius. Yeah, I don't want to assume. Where my other phone at? Where the phone? Yeah, the devil's a liar. Where that other phone at? Where that phone? We gonna find the phone. The phone up in here somewhere. Here you go, I found it. Devil's a liar. I found it. Then what happened, D-Town? Woo! Then what happened? Then what happened, D? That man said, yo, Meat, what's up? What's good? I don't call grown men boo-boo. What's up, Meat? Yeah, listen, I just got off the phone with Vic. Yeah. No, not Michael Vic. Victor Conte. Nigga, listen, I got off the phone with him. Now, I want you to tell me straight up and down, because we cool like that. What he giving y'all over there? For real? Whatever. All right, now what that's supposed to do when, oh, he got his own doctor. Yeah, I heard about that. The orthopedic surgeon he was talking about. Okay, yeah, what else? Oh, they inject you? Okay, what else? What? Therapeutic, what? You bought, for real? What else he giving you over there? Man, you talking, wait, hold on for a minute. Yeah, Vic? Yeah, I ain't trying to rat him out or nothing, but I just got on the phone with Meat. No, not Big Meat. Not him. Not Big Meat. I'm talking about Meat. I don't call grown men boo-boo. Yeah, I just got on the phone with Demetrius. Andrade. Yeah, he told me everything. I'm in. I told you before, you ain't believe me. I know your history. I know what you into. I know what you're doing. I want to be a part of Snack. When do I join and what do I do? That's how the conversation went, D-Town. This how we know that's how the conversation went. What else happened, Vic, after he got off the phone with Demetrius? And then when he called you back, Victor, come on, keep on telling, like you've been doing. What'd he do?
All right, so the first step, as we've always talked about, is let's get your blood testing. Because if all I am is...
Let's get your blood tested. Don't sound like no sponsorship to me. Wasn't Floyd Mayweather sponsored by Reebok? I don't think he had to get no blood up to get that. OnlyFans. Don't they sponsor Boots and Devin Haney? Didn't know they had to give up no blood for that. What about Nike? Do Nike ask for your blood? Sound like Terrence Crawford didn't call for no sponsorship deal. His representation probably did. And Victor Conte said, no. I'm going to ask the question real quick before I turn it over to you, D-Town. We're not done. Is Victor Conte an advocate or an avenue? Somebody talk to me in the chat. Talk to me in my comment section. Is he an advocate or an avenue? Manager Martin Luther King is here. D-Town. What's up with this, what we hearing, bruh? Talk to me.
This man is a snitch. That's what this man is. He don't even realize he's snitching. This man said that $50,000 was too much. Then he said that Terrence Crawford called him and told that dude, look, you ain't got to sell me on nothing. He said, I know what you do.
Woo-hoo.
Terrence Crawford know what he do because of his past, not his presence.
Woo, Lord have mercy.
He been dealing with Andrade. Andrade say, hey, you better come get that straight shot. Come get that Ayola. This dude got that stuff in the back room with that danger tape on it that says beware. It says beware, way in the back with the lights off, and you hear something breathing in the back, like some big wild wolf. That man said, you ain't got to sell me on nothing. I know what you do.
Yeah.
What? I know what you do. What do you mean? Where did you get the information from? Andrade told that dude, hey. Go. And what did Victor Conte say in another tweet? He said, Manager Marty, you know what money is? You know what money is? They love money. Whatever deal you didn't give the man no money because the man wanted it and you said no. Then you said in another interview where you said that whatever I'm giving them is worth more than the stigma. So whatever people saying about them, whatever I'm giving them, they don't care about what people say about them. So if it ain't money, another interview, I'm sure you probably played another interview. I think I'm going too far. I know you fit.
Too far. That's the next.
I'm going too.
Let me know what's next.
Let me get back. But what I'm saying is, let me get back.
Come on,
what I'm saying.
Back. I got that coming up next.
Okay. But what I'm saying is, this man said, I know what you about. You don't gotta sell me nothing. You ain't gotta talk to me and tell me anything. I'm in.
I'm in.
Why did he call this man? because he knew he was going to fight Errol Spence, and he knew that his skills and his abilities wasn't good enough. And you got these Terrence Crawford fans talking about this man is good and his new skills. Well, why did he go to him? This man, Terrence Crawford, was undefeated and beating people before he went to Victor Conte. So why did he need him? What do you mean? He didn't want the money? He wasn't going to get the money. Terrence Crawford said, forget the money. I want that stuff in that back room. Because the stuff that Victor Conte sells online, that ain't what got Terrence Crawford there. No. I don't remember why it's M Sports Media and Band Up and Greg and all those guys had to give up blood work to go buy some of the stuff online. No, he got blood work because he's a vampire and he wanted to go get you that stuff that's in that back room. Because Terrence Crawford, he probably told Terrence Crawford, I got that straight. I got that. You want that? Yeah, I can't beat Errol Spence. I got to fight that dude. You know, I know I'm good, but I ain't that good. Hey, I know about your past. I know about this. I know about that. You ain't got to, I don't even want no money. Just go get me. Just come handle up with me. I'm coming in. Let me talk to Andrade. You think that he talked to Andrade about money? He can get that information from Victor Conte. What are you going to tell him? He can't tell him nothing. That dude was talking about something else. It wasn't money.
Lord have mercy. I told Terrence Crawford fans time and time again. And you know what they said? Oh, man, y'all just saying this because you're making excuses. You're just saying this because Errol Spence lost. No, I wasn't. This ain't got nothing to do with Errol Spence losing. I've been doing this for 15 years. What's wrong with you? There's a guy in my chat named Tim. Ask him what I told him when we was at the fight together in October. I'm talking about not this October, but last year when Caleb Plant knocked out Andrade. Asked him what I told him. Okay then. I just want everybody to hear it again.
And they say, would you like to sponsor this guy? Would you like to sponsor this guy? Would you like to sponsor this guy? Here's how much it's going to cost. I don't know who it was, but somebody that was representing Terrence contacted my office, okay, and wanted some ridiculous amount of money, $50,000 or something crazy for endorsement. I said no. Thereafter, at some point, Terrence called, and I talked with Terrence, aside from this guy. And then Terrence, on his own, he basically said, this is Terrence, and you don't have to sell me on anything. I already know what you do. I've been following you, and I'd like to work with you, you know, blah, blah, blah. And so we had a brief talk. Then he called Demetrius Andrade. He didn't tell me he was going to do that. And Demetrius said, trust me, you want to be with this guy. He will help you in many, many ways. Whatever Demetrius said. Many ways. For me. And then Terrence called back and said, I'm in. I want to be with you and snack. All right. So the first step, as we've always talked about, is let's get your blood testing. Because if all I am is a sponsor, and I'm just sending you a fighter training stack that's generic for anybody and everybody, and you're wearing a patch, but I've never talked to you or I've never tested your blood, I don't consider that me working with you, and it's a real working relationship.
What? Somebody in boxing church better talk back to me. That ain't no sponsorship. I need your blood. Yeah, I need to see what you're low on if you want to work with me. I got to test your blood. That's what I consider a working relationship, when I got your blood in my hand. When I got your blood in this tube. When I got results from the blood testing. That's when this is a working relationship. This ain't about no sponsorship. Give me your blood. He said the word generic. Did you hear him? D-Town. Let me rewind that generic part one more again. He's talking about the online supplements. You better pay attention to him when he talks.
And then Terrence called back and said, I'm in. I want to be with you and snack.
All right.
So the first step, as we've always talked about, is let's get your blood testing. Because if all I am is a sponsor and I'm just sending you a fighter training stack that's generic for anybody and everybody, and you're wearing a patch, but I've never talked to you or I've never tested your blood, I don't consider that me working with you, and it's a real working relationship.
Something generic anybody can use. I asked him through a super chat based on what somebody said. They said, is the snack fighters taking the same supplements? That's all they taking. It's just the snack supplements that you selling online. That's the only supplements they take. He said, yes, the snack fighters are taking the same supplements online. That's what he said. I'm just going by what he said. Then he also said that he sends Terrence Crawford different things that snack don't have in their closet. He said generic version that anybody can use, you know, like the products online. That's what he said. Get mad at me. He don't consider that a working relationship.
But the instant that you give me all that data on your blood, and I can now interpret that and make specific recommendations and prompt you to have great compliance if you want to get some results.
I'm done. He can interpret all that data on your blood and then give you special recommendations. Is he an advocate or an avenue? What qualifies this man to perform like he's a medical doctor? Ain't nobody gonna question that. But you call a preacher a liar? But you call a preacher a small toad in a little pond? But you call a preacher small time money? I'd rather have small time money and big time integrity than had a big name with small time integrity. Is he an advocate or an avenue? Just answer the question that I got up here. I've been telling Terrence Crawford fans over and over again he's taking the supplements, and they told me I'm lying. The man told you if he don't got no data on your blood, and he can't interpret it, and he can't give you a special recommendation, that ain't no relationship to him. The man is not medically qualified to interpret nothing. Ain't medically qualified to tell you no recommendations on nothing. But your favorite fighter called him and went over there. And y'all mad at me? You know what I say in 2024, D-Town, so what? Yeah.
But you know what, Manager Marty? What did Terrence Crawford call him for then? Since he was talking about sponsorship. It wasn't no sponsorship why Terrence Crawford called you, because what I hear, Victor Conte ain't talking about no sponsorship. He's talking about a real relationship. You don't need to have a real relationship to do sponsorship. All I need you to do is just put on my garments and put on my patches and go out there and do what you're supposed to do and make my brand shine. But you don't have to have a relationship. Nike don't have a relationship with the people they sponsor. Adidas don't have no relationship. All you need to do is go out there and promote my brand. I don't need no blood. I don't need none of that. All I need you to do is do what we want you to do. What you mean a real relationship? I thought it was supposed to be money. Now you need blood? Terrence Crawford didn't want your money, but you still want his blood. Come on, man. You ain't, That man might be drinking that stuff. I don't know. You know, he might want some of that Terrence Crawford Ayola where he can start hitting the punching bag. I don't know. But I can tell you one thing, I ain't stupid. And we're going to keep going, and we're going to keep grinding.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Was before the Porter fight, and I said, but you know, there's a bit of a conflict here. I would have to get the approval of Sean and Ken. So before I can commit and say, yes, I will help you in this fight, let me go to them. And I did, as I told you earlier. And then Sean said, let me talk to my dad. And he came back and said, we're good with it, because they're friendly. They've known each other since the amateurs many, many years. You know, they're warriors when they go in the ring, but they're friendly. And then I went back to Terrence and I said, they said they're good with it. And the only thing Terrence said was, let the best man win. Tell me what to do. How do I get my blood drawn? How do I work with you? And we carried forward from there.
What the? Is he an advocate or an avenue? Did he say, where's my phone? Where's the phone? It'd go right here. That he had to call Sean Porter first?
For what?
Before he can commit to saying yes to Terrence Crawford over the phone? Hey, listen now, Crawford. Now, I appreciate you calling me now, bud. I appreciate it. I'm glad that you've been following my history. Glad about that. So I don't have to sell you. Good. Now, I know you want me to work with you, but I got to make another phone. Yeah, another phone call. Yeah, well, you about to fight Sean Porter, right? Yeah. Well, I'm gonna make sure ain't no testing in that fight anyway. But listen, don't you worry about that. I'm gonna get your blood in about 2 days. We're gonna get your blood. Listen, let me before I tell you what's next, I got to call Sean Porter first. Why? Cause what I'm giving it to him. Oh, make sure we on the same. Oh, just hold on. Let me call. Hold on, I'll call you right back. Yeah, what's up, Shiz? Yeah, listen. I got Bud. Yeah, Bud just called me. Yeah, listen now, y'all know I know. I just found out from the PBC. You know I hate Al Heyman. I don't like him. Yeah, I just don't. You know that, right? Yeah. Well, see what it is yeah, Bud want me to work with him. Mm-hmm. No. Well, come on, Sean, stop it. I know you believe in God, but we talking about business now. Yeah, we not the generic version. Yeah, I don't, we don't, that ain't no working relationship. So what I'm saying to you is I need your permission and consent that I'm gonna give him the same stuff I'm giving you. You know we don't talk about it over the phone. Yeah. Now I'm not saying it's illegal. I'm just saying we don't say it over the phone. But I'm gonna give Bud the same thing I'm giving you. And y'all both to fight, and then I'll call you right. Oh, so you're gonna ask your dad. All right, well, call me right back. Yes, Shiz. Man, I've been waiting for you to call, man. Dad, you call me back in man, I thought you was gonna call me back like tomorrow. You call me back in like 2 minutes. Dad, you had your dad on speed dial. Okay. Okay, well, tell Ken I said hi and tell him I appreciate it. You know how we do. All right now. All right. Yeah, Bud. Yeah, I talked to Sean. Yeah, he told me he talked to Kenny Porter and they said it was all right. And so I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. In about 48 hours, we're gonna get your blood. So I'm gonna need to, fly you out here. We need your blood and everything like that. Yeah, well, see, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna give you the same stuff that I'm giving him. You said what? Man, that's why I like you, bud. I always liked you because you're a good sportsman. You said let the best man win. Yeah. Now that right on. Okay. I'll talk to you. No, I'm gonna send you the limo like we sent Sugar Shane Mosley when you get to the airport. Don't you worry about it. Okay, all right. I'll talk to you later. That what happened, D-Town. Because why did he have to get permission from Sean Porter and Kenny Porter? For what? Okay, even better question. Why would Terrence Crawford have to say, may the best man win? Well, you were supposed to say that before you called Victor. You didn't have to go over to Victor Conti to say, may the best man win, right? You learned that in the amateurs, let the best man win. So what is it that he giving Sean, that he giving you, that he giving both of y'all, that y'all? We need answers. What's your take on all that detail?
Well, it's crazy that you have to get confirmation from another team or another fighter to sponsor somebody else. So it wasn't sponsored. Let's just get rid of that. It's not sponsored because I'm sure Nike and Adidas and Puma and all these other sponsors don't have to call other athletes to see if they can sponsor other athletes. That don't happen. And I'm sure that Victor Conti didn't have to call Greg and asked him if YSM Sports Media could have some supplements since Greg or Band Up had some supplements. I'm sure he ain't got to call them to see if he can pass some supplements or give some supplements to somebody else. Victor Conti says he the boss.
That's what he said.
I'm the boss. So if he the boss, why are you calling somebody else to ask them a question if you could work with somebody else? You know why? Once again, you got that stuff in that back room with that danger tape on it. Yeah.
That's words, detail.
That's the stuff. The one way at the very back with the dust, you know what I'm saying? With the 4 or 5 locks on it and with the guard standing in front of it. That's the stuff you talking about, because you ain't talking about the stuff that you got over the counter. Once you got that man blood, you already know where you going. Yeah. You already know where you going. So that man, it ain't about the money. It ain't about the supplements that you buy online. It's about something totally different, because I don't remember YSM Sports Media or Greg or anybody else had to mail in some blood to go buy those products. And I don't believe you have to give blood to go and get on the treadmill or to put the oxygen machine on. You don't have to give blood up for that. That man want to interpret, you know what I'm saying? He want to interpret the data of your insides and what you need and what he got in the very back. That's what he got for him. It wasn't a supplement of mine.
Hey, detail, Mr. Greg missed the whole segment. We ain't gonna play it back for him because it's a lot of information. But I will do this for Mr. Greg because I just seen him in the chat, and I'm going to get to the super chats in 1 second, I promise. But Mr. Greg is the one that put this super chat up. And so I'm going to replay it again since he's here so he can hear the question that Mr. Greg, salute to him. He's a Terrence Bud Crawford fan. And he was a paralegal in this situation and that day when I had Victor up here. My God, listen to your own words, Mr. Greg. Your super chat. Here it goes. This is from an avid Terrence Bud Crawford fan. You have to answer this, Mr. Conti, because he's been saying this on his platform for a while, and he wants to know the answer. This is from my guy. Double salute to him, Gregory Quarterbaum. Greg says, greeting, Manager Marty, the Roller Tape film crew or family, and Mr. Conti. Mr. Conti, did you contact Bud Crawford, or did Bud Crawford contact you? And when did you actually start working with him? And what was it he needed to improve? So let's break this down in increments. Did you contact Bud, or did Bud Crawford contact you?
Okay, as I said earlier, you have these companies out there that for every single fight, I don't know who contracts them, but they go around when they find sponsors and they say, would you like to sponsor this guy? Would you like to sponsor this guy? Would you like to sponsor this guy? Here's how much it's going to cost. I don't know who it was, but somebody that was representing Terrence contacted my office.
What they say? Okay,
and wanted some ridiculous amount of money.
How much?
$50,000 or something crazy for endorsement. I said no. Oh. Thereafter, at some point, Terrence called, and I talked with Terrence.
What Terrence tell you?
Aside from this guy.
What he said?
And then Terrence, on his own, he basically said, this is Terrence, and you don't have to sell me on anything. I already know what you do. I've been following you, and I'd like to work with you, you know, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And so we had a brief talk.
Brief talk.
Then he called Demetrius Andrade.
What he said?
He didn't tell me he was going to do that. And Demetrius said, trust me, you want to be with this guy. He will help you in many, many ways. Whatever Demetrius said, he vouched for me.
Yeah.
And then Terrence called back and said, I'm in. I want to be with you and snack.
All right.
So the first step, as we've always talked about,
what
is
you do?
Let's get your blood testing. Because
hold up, let's get your blood testing. The man just said he had a brief conversation with Bud. Did y'all hear it? He said he had a brief conversation with Bud. You can't even have a brief conversation with a woman before she go in your bedroom, but you can have a brief conversation with a fighter and they giving up that blood.
If all I am is a sponsor and I'm just sending you a fighter training stack that's generic for anybody and everybody.
That's generic for anybody and everybody. Come on, Victor, talk to the people.
And you're wearing a patch, but I've never talked to you or I've never tested your blood. I don't consider that me working with you, and it's a real working relationship. But
you hear that, Greg Quarterbaum? You bought his supplements online, Mr. Greg, the generic version. You didn't have to give no blood up, Mr. Greg. You, YSM, Band Up, and everybody else. You didn't have to give no blood up. You don't have a relationship with Victor Conte. You don't have a working relationship because you didn't get no blood up.
The instant that you give me all that data on your blood, and I can now interpret that and make specific recommendations and prompt you to have great compliance if you want to get some results. Now,
woo, Lord have mercy. He's not even medically qualified to interpret your blood. But you still let him get it anyway. You're supposed to be a professional athlete. You have a brief conversation with a man and you just haphazardly just give him your blood and just let him interpret all this stuff, and then he make all these special recommendations for you, and then you follow it. You know why it was easy for that to happen, D-Town? Because Terrence Crawford already know his history. That's what Victor said. You ain't got to sell me on nothing. I already know about you. And I'm going to call Demetrius and confirm it. And he did that. And he called Victor back and said, I want in on Snap. That's what Victor just said, bruh.
You see the documentary.
No, listen. This was in 2021.
Yeah, that was after.
That was in 2021 when all this stuff happened. Thank you, paralegal Mr. Greg, for helping Matlock Marty. Thank you. That's super chat. Thank you.
Yep.
My God, it don't stop there.
we're working together. Make sense?
Yep.
So that happened initially. I guess the first time was before the Porter fight. And I said, but, you know, there's a bit of a conflict here. I would have to get the approval of Sean and Ken.
Oh, you got to do
before the Porter fight. And I said, but, you know, there's a bit of a conflict here. I would have to get the approval of Sean and Ken. So before I can commit and say, yes, I will help you in this fight, let me go to them. And I did, as I told you earlier. And then Sean said, let me talk to my dad. And he came back and said, we're good with it, because they're friendly. They've known each other since the amateurs many, many years. You know, they're warriors when they go in the ring, but they're friendly. And then I went back to Terrence and I said, they said they're good with it. And the only thing Terrence said was, let the best man win. Tell me what to do. How do I get my blood drawn? How do I work with you? And we carried forward from there.
Let the best man win. We've learned this in the amateur boxing program when we were younger, to have good sportsmanship. You ain't got to tell no professional boxer to say, let the best man win. Why all of a sudden now, let the best man win when you fight Sean Porter? But when you fought David Evanesian, you didn't say, let the best man win. When you fought Errol Spence, you didn't say, let the best man win. Why you say that when Porter was on the snack program with you? It don't stop there. It don't stop there. All right. So he said that he knew your history. Obviously, he wanted to work with you because he called you. The third question is, what was it that he needed to improve because he called you?
Well, I'm not going to go into the specifics of his blood imbalances and what he needed and all that. Let me just say that whatever we found, I gave him a narrative and an interpretive guide with specific recommendations as to what we could do to improve these levels. And hopefully that would, and I described specifically if we adjust this and adjust this, these are the types of effects that it should have.
Improve these levels. He's telling you that Crawford levels was low somewhere. He didn't say improve his level. That's singular. Let the preacher talk. He said levels, whether that's on the end, that's plural. He's telling you, I'm not going to tell you his specifics now, but he was low on something. He was low on something when I interpreted his blood. He's not even medically qualified to interpret nothing. But he told you that Bud Crawford's blood test results revealed that he was low on things. There's only two things I know, maybe three. You could be low on minerals, you know. But you can also be low on iron. Let the preacher talk. You can also be low on testosterone. You could be, hey, I'm not making no assumption. What I'm saying is Terrence Crawford was low on something. That's what he said. Don't sound like a sponsorship to me, D-Town. So the question on the floor again, I want y'all to answer it as the viewership is increasing exponentially. Manager Martin Luther King is putting that, let me put it on your screen so y'all know what y'all here for today. Bam, truth and evidence. The question on the floor today, is Victor Conti an advocate or is he an avenue? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because he was asked the question. Hold on, let me, I got to pull it up now. Hold on, detail. I'm gonna pull up. When I asked him why they go over to you, he ain't say all of this. I'm talking about in the first interview, detail. Roll the tape film crew. This is the second interview. Let me show it to you so nobody won't say I'm lying. That second interview, bam. I'm gonna pull up the first interview. I asked him, what these guys go over there for? He ain't say all of this. He didn't say it was so that they can. Let me pull it up, man. I'm gonna pull it up. I'm about to get to them super chats in just 1 second. I got a question for Victor Conti. This is in the first interview. Listen and hear me good when the prosecutor asked him a question. My question to you, because the fans want to know this too, and so do I. All of the fighters seem to come to you when most of them are undefeated. Some of them have been world champions. They're already doing good. What do they need to go to you for if they're already doing good in the first place?
Have you ever heard of something called money?
Oh, yes.
You know what money is? Do you think people like money? Do you think people like sponsorships? Okay. So I provide a whole bunch of things, including money, to them. It's called sponsorship.
Stop it! You just heard him say in the second interview. Y'all just heard him say that Bud Crawford people called him first. Give us where my phone at? I ain't gonna keep on doing all this. Yo, we want $50,000 for a sponsorship deal. And he said no. Man said no. Then Terrence called him back and said, look, don't worry about the money. I know your history. I know all about you. I've been following you. You don't want to get the money up, fine. I want you to help me. That's what I want you to do. Enhance my performance. Now, when I asked Victor in the first interview before the second interview, he said it's sponsorship, it's money. No, it's not. Terrence Crawford people, according to you, they offered you an opportunity to give Crawford money and sponsor him, and you said no. This your favorite part, Detail.
Okay, got you. So the stigma, whatever it is, whatever the price is that they have to pay, they feel that what they receive from me and my program is worth that stigma. And any people saying, you know, no need to deny in the very beginning took a lot of heat. And you know what it's?
Hold on. Hold on. What? They're not under that type of scrutiny because they're being sponsored by you.
To them. It's called.
Most of them are undefeated. Some of them have been world champions. They're already doing good. What do they need to go to you for if they're already doing good in the first place?
Have you ever heard of something called money?
Oh, yes.
You know what money is? Do you think people like money? Do you think people like sponsorships? Okay. So.
Hold on, Detail. I'm going to let you cook. Hold on. For a while, he wants to know the answer. This is from my guy. Double salute to him, Gregory Quarterbaum. Greg says, greeting, Manager Marty, the Roller Tape film crew or family, and Mr. Conti. Mr. Conti, did you contact Bud Crawford or did Bud Crawford contact you? And when did you actually start working with him? And what was it he needed to improve? So let's break this down in increments. Did you contact Bud or did Bud Crawford contact you?
Okay, as I said earlier, you have these companies out there that for every single fight, I don't know who contracts them, but they go around when they find sponsors and they say, would you like to sponsor this guy? Would you like to sponsor this guy? Would you like to sponsor this guy? Here's how much it's going to cost. I don't know who it was, but somebody that was representing Terrence contacted my office, okay, and wanted some ridiculous amount of money, $50,000 or something crazy for endorsement. I said no.
I thought you said when I asked you why they go over there with you, what they go over there, if they already undefeated, what they go over there to you for? He said, money. Don't you like money? I like money. They come over here for the money and other things. I'm doing way too much talking detail. And I don't want to take control of the whole situation. What's your take on all this, bro?
But why he couldn't keep Boots over there? I mean, go ahead.
He said that Boots got another offer from OnlyFans. But Devin Haney's on OnlyFans now with Snap. But I'm sorry. Go on here, brother. Sorry.
So he didn't have enough money to keep Boots. And Terrence Crawford made way more money than Boots. So I'm sure Terrence Crawford is asking for more money than what Boots is asking for. And Boots left him. So if Terrence Crawford was looking for money, well, you just said that Terrence Crawford, like, you ain't got to sell me on none of that. You ain't, I know about you. I mean, it wasn't about money. You said whatever I have is worth more than the stigma. Talking about things of people talking about these certain fighters dealing with him. Whatever I'm giving you is worth more in your eyes than you taking criticism. So what are you giving them? Because it ain't the stuff over the counter. Terrence Crawford can buy that on his own. It ain't the treadmill and all that kind of stuff. Terrence Crawford got that at the gym. What do you got? Don't tell me it's the blood testing, because Terrence Crawford can get that somewhere else. It's something that you got that they ain't got. And I did see somebody in the comments was talking about how Andrade got beat up by a fighter and Snack didn't help him. But Andrade fought against a fighter who was dealing with Memo Aurelius. That's the reason. But regardless, it wasn't about money. He told you it was about money. It wasn't about money because you didn't have enough to give Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford told you, I don't want none of that. I want you to deal with me. Victor Conte said, it ain't about just the regular, products or whatever. I need the blood. He didn't get no blood for nobody else that buy stuff over the line. On the internet or whatever, his products. He didn't take their blood. So what do you got, Victor Conte? If it ain't money, if it ain't your regular products, what do you got that these fighters are running to you? Because it ain't the money, it ain't the snack products, it ain't that. What do you got? What are you giving him? Because Terrence Crawford said that he's taking things that other people ain't taking. And then I think Victor Conte came out and said that Terrence Crawford was low on some things. So what are you giving them? That's making these guys say, you know what? I don't give a care what D-Town said. I don't care what Terrence Crawford. I don't care what manager Marty said. I don't care what none of the fans said about me dealing with Victor Conte. Guess what? He got something. I'm going to get it, and I'm going to win. What are you giving them? He didn't told on himself, manager Marty.
What more can we say? I think we've said enough for today. I mean, Preacher came out. We deal with truth and evidence here. All I know is that I have a question, possibly two. Is Victor Conte an advocate or an avenue? That's for you in the chat. That's for you watching the replay this live in the comments section before it's reported, by the way. Is Victor Conte an advocate or an avenue? And I'm gonna leave y'all with this because I got some super chats I got to read right now. If Victor Conte is an advocate based on 10 things that you heard him say today, I want you to prove that he is. If you're saying he's an advocate, I don't care if you're watching live or the replay of it. Email me, martythemanager@gmail.com. Email me if you think he is an advocate and you watched and listened to everything that I played today. Prove to me that he's an advocate. Now, if you say he's an avenue, and despite him saying since 2005 he's been an advocate in the sport of boxing, then my question becomes, why are those fighters that's over in his program still there? If everything that I just played for y'all and broke down, and I gave most of my opinion, D-Town gave most of his opinion, but overall we gave facts. And with the truth and evidence that you all heard today, the question becomes, after today, why is the fighters still over there on his program if he's nothing but an avenue? And according to what Victor Conti said, the stigma, his words, not mine, the stigma that they have to endure and the risk that they have to take just by the mere association with him is worth it. The rewards are worth more than the risks. That's what I want you all to take from this segment today. Double salute to my guy, Andre Smith. Thank you, Andre Smith. You are a new member of the channel, and you have been promoted to the supervisor of the Roll the Tape Film crew. Thank you for your support and contribution, Andre. Double salute to my guy, Andre Noble. Thank you, Andre Noble, for your contribution and your support. As always, again, Andre. Andre says, Victor is the biggest liar we ever heard. Andre Noble, again, says, and a snitch. My man, Chef Curry, changed. Thank you, Chef, for your contribution and your support to the channel. As always, I appreciate it. Thank you. Windy City Assassin, I already did what you asked me to do because I saw your super chat live in live time. So I did do what you asked me to do by playing it back, but I'll read your super chat. Thank you for your support, your contribution again to the channel. Windy City says, go back, Eminem. Did he say the generic version, the one that anybody can get? I'm trying to see something. Mr. Gregory Cordoba, thank you for your contribution and your support as always, Mr. Greg. Mr. Greg says, y'all are funny. Without Snack, it would have been easy. With Snack, it was Spence being Bud's punching bag. However, I am entertained, and so what? Many-Face Publishing, thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel. Many-Face Publishing says, Crawford said he take things other snack fighters don't. Thank you, Many-Face Publishing. I appreciate you, brother. Jeremy Smith, thank you for your support and your contribution to the channel through your super sticker. Thank you so much, Jeremy. Appreciate you. Many-Face Publishing, back again, says the preacher is here. You better believe it. Thank you again, Many-Face. And my guy, Big Noble Royalty, thank you for your contribution and your support to the channel, Big Noble Royalty. Big Noble says, Victor Conti got that blue magic in that needle. Those were the words of everyone in the super chat. Appreciate it. Detail boxing, you still there, brother?
Yep.
Well, we went strong. 2.5 hours of live content, 3 hours that we're embarking on for the whole show. The preacher tired. You know, after you do a long sermon, you know the preacher get tired. I'm going to let you close out this thing here, brother. And I'm speechless for all the things that we've heard today. And we've heard it live time in an interview. All at the second interview. We heard it all. But you know, some people need to get revisited with information because it is a lot of information. We had a 3-hour interview with Victor Conti that second time, and it's a lot of information. And so that's why it's important for us to slice the whole pizza up and feed it to the people with truth and evidence. And I think we've done a great job today. I thank you for joining the panel as always, Detail. You're my family. Appreciate you, brother. I'm going to let you close this thing out and get a benediction. Oh, I won't be here again, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape Film crew. I will not be live tomorrow. But I will say I'll see you all on Monday. We might have another truth in evidence segment. I don't know. We're going to talk about some more boxing outside of this whole Victor Conte situation. But right now, I'll leave you all with these 3 words. We need answers. All right, Detail, my brother, take us on.
I see my boy Windy City saying salute to Preacher, Manager Marty, and Deacon D-Town. You know, I was a deacon before, but, you know, I'm a minister now. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you got my brother, Manager Marty, always, you know, talking back and forth about the word all the time and stuff like that. So we go hold it down with the word of God and stuff like that. But we salute to every last one of y'all. I see some people in the comments saying that we have no proof and no evidence about illegal stuff, but you got Victor Conte out here pointing the finger at people, got people, you know, thinking suspicious things about other fighters with no proof, talking about that Memo Radius is still doing illegal stuff without no proof. So Victor Conte can say things without no proof, but we got evidence by his own words, and you saying that we need proof. We using his own words, you know. That's what we doing. Victor Conte out here pointing the finger with no proof, and out here asking for information without giving any information. We still waiting on the proof of these fighters that dealing with him that they took Vital. We ain't seen no Vital receipts from Terrence Crawford. We ain't seen none from Devin Haney, but what 2024, we talking about Andrade. I see one from him. All these fighters that dealing with Victor Conte, where are they testing results since he's supposed to be an advocate? That's all I'm saying. See, these guys, they didn't turn a lie to the truth and the truth into a lie. But one way over here on this channel, one thing you can count on that we gonna come with these receipts, no matter if you agree or not. That's what that is. We ain't gotta lie on nobody. If you saying we lying, then you saying Victor Conte lying because we using his own words. But I appreciate every last one of y'all, family members. We gonna hold it down. We gonna hold it down like a village, like a mob, and we gonna keep the truth. One thing I ask for y'all, pray for me and my family tonight, and I pray for y'all family and Manager Marty. Hold it down, D-Town Boxing. Manager Marty, salute.
Appreciate you, Detail. Before you go, I usually let you end it all. Thank you, Detail. But I have to do this because I heard it in live time, and I was in character, you know, as Manager Martin Luther King. But I want to double salute Estelle. Thank you for your 2 cash apps, Estelle. Estelle says, for a preacher offering. Thank you, Estelle. And also, the second cash app says, for the hard work. Thank you so much, Estelle, if you're still listening. I appreciate your cash apps, and I appreciate everybody that donated tonight. I appreciate everybody who lend your ear. Appreciate y'all so much for investing your time. I know I was in character. I hope you learned something tonight that you never knew before you came over here. And I appreciate you all. Much love and support to all of the members of the Roll the Tape Film Crew members and all of the members of the channel. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. You ain't going to get this information, education, and entertainment nowhere else. And I'm glad you're here. I'm Manager Marty. Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape. Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty. Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you.